At the end of the first quarter of the girls' game tonight, 15-13 is the score, and it's Henry Clay on top of Sayre in this game, and we've watched them go back and forth here in this first quarter, Nimbo, and it looks like a pretty competitive game, which we would expect between two teams that split two regular season games.
Yeah, and the good thing about this game, they both won at the other team's home place, so they got wins on the road. So it's going to be very interesting.
It's a 2-point lead right now for the Blue Devils. Jaden Jeffers, who will play college basketball at Kentucky State, had 6 points in that first quarter, and we saw her get to the basket. That's what she does. She can find an opening and get there in a hurry.
Yeah, they put her at the beginning of the game. They put her in the heart of the zone, against the zone, and she worked the middle and got a lot of easy buckets going to the glass.
The player we'll be talking a lot about tonight is Carter Scott, the 7th grader for Sayre, averaging 17 points a game. And she had 3 free throws in the first quarter, and she shows she's not hesitant to put it up from outside, and we'll see her make some of those too.
Yeah, she seems poised to be a 7th grader in this type of environment. She doesn't look rattled at all.
So Sayre in the white, Henry Clay in the blue. Just underway in the second quarter. Boys game to follow. Scott County and Sayre in the boys game. That's Scott having some trouble over there. And Henry Clay's got it coming the other way. Here's Jaden Jeffers. Went right down the lane, puts it up and missed the shot, but she'll go to the line.
You know, from the beginning, she's been attacking that rim, and I think all her shots have come right around the paint.
First one on Sayre in the second quarter. That was on Lucy Pittman, number 15 in white, 5'11 senior. Now here's Jaden Jeffers at the line, 5'7 senior. Hasn't connected at the free throw line tonight, but averaging just under 13 points a game and just under 6 rebounds a game for Henry Clay. She's a 64% free throw shooter on the year. Score holding at 15-13. Henry Clay on top. There's the shot good, and now it's a 3-point margin for the Blue Devils.
I look for this game to go back and forth all game long.
Pass came out, had to be tracked down by Adler Jones, number 4 in white. Henry Clay turning up the defense a notch. That's Scott looking for room. Finally floats a pass along the baseline, got it to Kinder down there, but no shot available.
Sayre being real patient, getting what they want.
Scott took it to the basket. She'll go to the line. So Young picked up her second foul there. Carolyn Young, a starter for Henry Clay, a 6'3 senior. Now here is Scott with the free throw.
All the points have come from the line so far.
She's just in the 7th grade, had a 31-point game against Scott County earlier this year. She's had 7 games of 20 or more.
She seems like she's been here before.
What a bright future. Here's the second shot missed, but the put in by Adrian Smith. And 2 more for Sayre. And now the ball knocked away. Finally picked up by Emmy Van Meter for Henry Clay. Now we got a timeout called by Henry Clay. Score tied at 16 with 6:42 to go in the second quarter. We'll take a quick break and be right back on Clarkcott.
You'll still have common days, but this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Back at Bryan Station High School. 42nd District Tournament action for you tonight. A girls game matching Henry Clay and Sayre. The boys game coming up later. Scott County and Sayre. And Nimble, as you said, back and forth. And these two teams just seem to play that way against each other. Two well-matched teams.
Well, in the beginning, I thought Sayre looked like they was just going to go off on a run and just keep going. But Henry Clay responded in the first quarter to make it a game again and take the lead.
Score tied at 16. Henry Clay Pep Band is in with us tonight, and they are providing some additional atmosphere to the game. And tournament time always special as the players and coaches work all year for this. What are your memories of tournament time in high school, especially, Nimbo?
Well, I'll tell you this. My senior year, we played here, and we were, I think ranked about 4th or 5th in the state. We played Henry Clay the first round of the district. We had beat them by 20 or 30 points both games. And one of my good friends, Tommy Brown, hit the last-second shot to put us out the first round of the district.
So, shortened season. Yeah, you remember those too, don't you?
So that's why you play the game. You never know what happens in the district.
Here's Henry Clay with the basketball now, and score tied at 16 early in the second quarter. Here's Jeffers, and now Baird goes underneath, and Lawson got the basket, and she'll have a chance for a three-point play.
You know, I like the way Coach Tribble used this timeout. He came back out and they ran a set play and got a good clean shot at the basket. Chance for a three-point play.
Here's Lawson to the line. Kelsey Lawson, a 69% free throw shooter. Young replaces Baird for Henry Clay. Lawson 4 points tonight. Can't hit the free throw, and the ball's loose on the floor. Scott made a dive for it, still loose. And finally we'll get a held ball, and the possession arrow will favor Henry Clay. Kelsey Lawson will play it in, a 5'9" junior. There's Jeffers driving, reverses, puts it up and gets two.
She's real aggressive going to that basket.
Ball loose in backcourt for a moment. Tipped out of bounds. Sayre will retain possession. Sayre comes in with a record of 14-11, 2-6 in district play. Henry Clay 7-17, also 2-6 in district play, but Sayre had the edge in scoring margin in the two games that they split, so Sayre is the higher seed and the home team tonight. There's a shot off the left side, no good by Jones. Sayre has the offensive rebound, and Scott fires underneath. That one knocked away from Jorgensen, and now back outside. The shot no good by Kinder. And here comes Jeffers in a hurry for Henry Clay. Tries to scoop it under there to Lawson, and she does. A nice pass and a two-pointer for Lawson.
Now you're talking about a good one-hand scoop pass. I haven't seen that in a while.
Here's Carter Scott driving. She is fouled. Yeah, a lot of those passes can go out of control, but Jeffers retained control of that one, made a nice pass. Young picks up her third foul.
Goes to Scott. She's getting to the line pretty well tonight. That's her points have come straight from free throws. So she's attacking well.
Can't get the second one. Scott on the defense now, but they get rid of it to Van Meter, who has it now. Jocelyn Turner is number one, and there is Jeffers. Into the paint with the reverse, takes a step and draws a foul as she tried to lay it up.
You know, that's the one thing about district time. You know, you can't play around. You got to really go make every possession count, because it's win or go home now. So, you know, while she's attacking that basket, and now she's either getting the points or she's going to the free throw line. And that's Jeffers I'm talking about. I'm sorry.
Coach Tribble says they count the possessions that she gets in there, the touches that she gets in the paint. They need to get that ball in her hands. And of course, she can drive in there and create her shot too. And now she's got two from the free throw line on this trip. And it's 24-17. Henry Clay is moved out in front by 7. Jones with it, picked up by Jeffers.
Little weave action.
And that left Carter Scott with the 15-foot jumper, and she cans that one for a 24-19 lead now for Henry Clay as Scott gets her first field goal.
That was kind of the first clean look she's got tonight.
Lawson answers with a shot from about the same range at the Henry Clay end, and it's 26-19. Still 4:20 to go in the second quarter. The drive and the shot is blocked. Young got it out of the air. It's Pittman that made the attempt on the other end, and now Henry Clay sets it up again as we go into the 4-minute mark in the second quarter.
That's the one thing about both teams. They've been very patient tonight.
The drive by Lawson comes up empty, and Pittman got it off the board, out of the air for Sayre. Kinder, the veteran point guard. Now there is Scott, sets and fires. Shot is missed, and Lawson comes up with it for Henry Clay. Jaden Jeffers averaging just under 13 a game, guarded by Jurgensen. In the corner it goes, the cut and the return pass to Van Meter, in some trouble down there, out of bounds to Sayre, or to Henry Clay rather.
You know, that's one thing about both of these teams. They're not, they don't seem to be bothered by the pressure. They're not sped up. They're taking their time. They're looking for what they want.
In the corner it goes, taken away by Scott. And then the pass nearly intercepted. Finally Sayre has it and settles it down a bit as Scott gives it off to Kinder. Switches to the left hand and backs in. Tries to put it up. Shot partially blocked, and the rebound put up by Pittman. Not there. Still another try coming for Sayre. Pittman into the lane. Looking for help. Pass deflected away by Van Meter and out of bounds to Sayre.
And then that's one thing that Henry Clay doesn't want to do. They've done a good job on the glass. They don't want to give Sayre second chances. And they shoot the ball too well.
Janiah Squire returns to the game for Henry Clay. Jeffers is out for the moment. Pass floated in to Scott. Got a step down the lane on the left side, put it up and in.
She seems to be getting comfortable. They started running that little weave up top, and now she's getting loose.
Good drive down the lane that time for Scott. Here's a long one from Van Meter, and that's in the basket for three. Jimmy Van Meter has 7 points. Blue Devils lead by 8. Into the lane, Kinder. Turns, goes to the right side, lays it up, no good, but a foul. Squire picks up the foul, her first and the third on Henry Clay in the second quarter. So to the free throw line for two is Catherine Kinder, 5'6" senior. And bounces off for Kinder, 50% free throw shooter. Baird back into the ball game for Henry Clay, replacing Turner. Kinder's second shot is there. And the lead is 7 for Henry Clay. Minute 55 to go, second quarter.
Henry Clay has really impressed me by how steady they are. I watched them play early in the year, and they seem to be playing a lot more poised than they were earlier, which is a good thing at this time of the year.
Squire got into some trouble there in the lane. And we'll get a foul on Lawson. Lawson gets her second. Yeah, this is a continuing learning process for Henry Clay, isn't it? Coach said he wasn't going to pay a whole lot of attention to the wins and losses this year and hope for development, and it looks like he's seeing that.
Well, that's what you have to do, especially when you're trying to establish a program. You know, that's the first thing I did. Every time I've gone into a program, I tell my kids, we just got to learn how to play. We got to learn how to win. We got to learn what work means. And then everything else comes after that.
The steal for Henry Clay, and then the shot blocked when Lawson took it, but there is Van Meter to follow. And the two-pointer for Van Meter makes it 31-22. Sayre wants a timeout. 1:11 to go in the second quarter. We'll be right back on Glycod.
You'll still have common days, but this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Back at Bryan Station High School, Keith Elkins along with Nimbo Hammond. Scott Moore is our producer. Leslie Moore is our camera operator tonight. Steve Bird, our executive producer for Glycod. And it's a 9-point lead for Henry Clay, so Coach Tribble has to like the way things are going now for his team, as you say, showing some good poise and finding some good shots.
Well, they're just not taking any shot. They're trying to get to the basket, and it's shown. You know, they've either gotten the basket or they've gone to the free throw line.
Carter Scott changes direction. Has to hand it off to Kinder. And Meter applies the defense. Carter Scott with the jumper. That hit the front of the rim. Here comes Henry Clay on the move. Van Meter pulls it back out. Now takes one off the left wing and hits it.
She's been really active today. Showing a little spunk there, just getting out of that little trap and pulling up to shoot the jumper.
Yep, find yourself open and fire away. Here's Scott down the lane, turns, puts it up and in with the left hand.
She looks like she's going to be a volume scorer as she gets older and older.
Yeah, she's into double figures here in the first half. Final seconds of the first half ticking off, 8 seconds. Jaden Jeffers wants to go down the lane, going to run out of time. 3, and they give it back to Jeffers, and they don't get a shot away. So that'll be the end of the first half, but it's been a good one for Henry Clay. At the end of the first half, it is Henry Clay 34 and Sayre 24. We'll start our halftime report after this on Glycod.
I think it's important to have a passion because it's important to have something that's bigger than yourself, that you find joy in, that you can work towards every single day. I would say that basketball has positively influenced my life greater than any other thing that I've done because it has allowed me to build so many great relationships, and it's taught me resilience and accountability and discipline and so many things that I use in life every single day. I've witnessed how drugs have negatively impacted people in my community, and I know that by pursuing my passion, I've been able to make positive choices that have helped me grow as a person and an athlete. If you're feeling pressured, I would just encourage you to stay true to yourself and not let others influence you to become something that you're not. It's okay to stand out and make choices that reflect who you really are. My name is Cassidy Rowe, and I'm better without it.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training. The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself. This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
At Man of War Harley-Davidson, we're proud to be Kentucky's only family-owned Harley-Davidson dealership. Here, horsepower meets hospitality, and every rider is treated like family. With a huge selection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, expert service and parts, premium apparel, and endless customization options, we're built to support every mile of your ride. And through community events and group rides, we're more than just a dealership. Man of War Harley-Davidson, where the ride begins.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Man of War Harley-Davidson, your 100% Kentucky-owned and operated Harley-Davidson motorcycle dealership at 2073 Bryant Road in Lexington. Visit manofwarhd.com.
Back at Bryan Station High School, the opening of 42nd District play tonight here at Bryan Station, and we are at halftime of the girls matchup tonight as we have Sayre and Henry Clay going at it now. And Nimbo, it's been a good first half, a good solid first half for Henry Clay, and they've carved out a 10-point lead here. And the message from Coach Tribble has to be, I would think, more of the same in the second half, at least part of the message, because they've looked pretty good here.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The biggest thing that I saw what they've done today is they've been real aggressive attacking the rim. They're not taking the long shots unless they just have a wide open shot, so they're either getting those 2 points or they're going to the free throw line.
Again, these two teams split their regular season meetings as Henry Clay won by 4 in the first of the two. Sayre later won by 14, which scoring advantage went to Sayre for the seeding situation here in the district. So we know that Sayre is capable of coming back and putting some points up on the board, but what do they need to do to get that done?
Well, it seemed like they started getting a lot more movement towards the end of that second quarter. They started running a little weave, and off the weave, they started getting into the lane and start making some things happen. So to me, just bring up the energy and start attacking that rim a lot more.
The individual stars that we have talked about through this second quarter, Jaden Jeffers with 11 points for Henry Clay, and we've seen her be very strong in going to the basket especially.
Yeah, she's not, I think she's only taken one jump shot to my knowledge. Everything else, she's been facing up and going to the basket, left or right hand, either way.
We've seen Carter Scott fire it up from outside, and while those did not go in at the start, she does have 3 field goals now, and she has 11 points here at the halftime too. And so it's easy to see why she's averaging 17 points a ball game, and she's going to be a tremendous ball player, and she's already a very, very good one as a 7th grader leading this team in scoring.
Well, you see it comes natural. And, you know, when you've been around the game as long as we have, you get to see it, and it's so natural to her. And as the game kept going on, she started getting more loose and more loose. And now, like I said, at the end of that second quarter, she really started attacking that basket a lot more than she was in the first quarter.
Well, it's Henry Clay 34 and Sayre 24 here at halftime. We'll take our final halftime break. Be back with the start of the second half in just a moment on Glycod.
At Man of War Harley-Davidson, we're proud to be Kentucky's only family-owned Harley-Davidson dealership. Here, horsepower meets hospitality, and every rider is treated like family. With a huge selection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, expert service and parts, premium apparel, and endless customization options, we're built to support every mile of your ride. And through community events and group rides, we're more than just a dealership. Man of War Harley-Davidson, where the ride begins.
Drive with the confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cartown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance. Choose from over 70 certified pre-owned Kias or over 1,000 vehicles of all makes and models. It's new car driving at used cars prices with certified pre-owned Kias from CartownKiaUSA.com.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be a million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
You'll still have common days. But this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Back for the start of the second half here at Bryan Station. Since we didn't get to bring you the game plan before the game, we'll bring you a second half game plan built by Elite Building Products in Nicholasville. They're the right decision for your home. And Nimbo, what about Henry Clay, first of all, this second half?
Well, they got to continue to do what Coach Tribble said. They executed the game plan so well from the beginning, they just got to stay consistent. And then they got to continue to win the rebound battle. If they can control the boards and stay efficient on the offensive end, they give themselves a great chance to come out on top.
And Sayre, they're down by 10 here at the half, so a tough challenge for them.
Well, they got to pick up their energy. I think the bottom of the second quarter, they started picking up their energy. So now they need to just do that from the third and fourth quarter, and then also get some extra shots. When they miss them down in their paint, their bigs have to really start controlling that glass like they normally do.
And we'll tell you this broadcast is copyrighted by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, video, and audio without the express written permission of the KHSAA is prohibited. And you can tell by that announcement that we are in tournament time. So tonight, winner advances, and for the loser, the season is over. And we are underway in the second half, and it's Sayre that has the challenge right now of coming from 10 points down. Bounce pass by Scott went further underneath to Smith. She was fouled as she went up.
Well, it looked like Coach came out with a play that a set play that he wanted to see ran, and they ran it in there, and they got to the free throw line. Looked pretty good as well.
So Adrian Smith to the line. And came up empty on the first one. Score remains at 34-24. Henry Clay with a 10-point margin. Smith unable to hit the second one. There's Pittman on the defense, got in behind Baird, and now the ball loose on the floor, and it'll be a held ball, and that'll be going to the Blue Devils. Jeffers and Scott each with 11 in that first half. Jeffers for Henry Clay, Scott for Sayre. Shot from outside by Baird, not there. Nice rebound by Lawson, but her shot is blocked, and on the floor it goes, and they'll scramble again. This time it'll go to Sayre.
I really like watching Lawson and Van Meter today. They have really stepped it up for Henry Clay.
Yeah, Van Meter especially. Van Meter with 12 points in that, or 13 points in that first half. Lawson has it and clears it away to Jeffers for Henry Clay. In the corner it goes. There's Van Meter again. That one off the rim to Jones of Sayre. Here is Scott floating it over to the right side of the lane. Pittman puts it in, going by.
That's what you need. Got a good stop on the defensive end and get out in transition. Get some easy buckets.
Pass went inside, and Van Meter unable to convert. 8-point lead for Henry Clay, and now Sayre has it again, trying to cut into that margin. Stop and fire by Carter Scott. That one's a little short and chased down by Van Meter for Henry Clay.
It looks like Sayre has a little bit more energy in their game right now. Coach must gave them a great halftime speech and woke them up, because they look like they're moving a little bit better.
A bit of motivation there. There's a shot missed by Lawson, and Smith battles for the rebound and gets it. She is fouled.
That's going to be key for them. If they can start limiting Henry Clay to get one shot and get out in transition and get some easy buckets, you know, this game can make a big momentum swing.
I think they charged that one to Lawson. That would be her third. Here's the pass on the opposite side of the lane, and Smith puts it in.
Starting to go downhill a lot more. You know, they're using that high screen, going downhill and making things happen.
Adrian Smith has a rebound now after scoring at the other end. A missed shot by Jeffers, and there's this pass that nearly got out of bounds, but Scott rescued it. Now puts it up as she drives in the lane. Rebound to Young of Henry Clay. Lead at 6. Could have been cut to 4 right there. Now the Blue Devils have it again. There, the bounce pass to Van Meter. Inside it goes to Lawson, so bumping in there. And the foul will go against Smith. Her first and the team's third. Or rather, the first in the third quarter.
You always like to see coming out of the halftime, the first 3 or 4 minutes of the third quarter, you want to make sure your kids respond.
Nice shot from the right side by Baird, a three-pointer. Henry Clay needed a boost right there, and they put the lead back up to 9.
She's a pretty good shooter. You know, I'm looking for her to put up, you know, a few more of those in the second half.
Catherine Kinder for Sayre. Now a nice pass over to Pittman, but can't convert. But the Spartans get it back. Here is the shot by Scott off the left side, not there. Squire has it for Henry Clay, looking for a teammate. Gets it to Jeffers. Jeffers hesitates, then drives into the lane, missed the shot, the rebound, fought for, and out of bounds it goes to Henry Clay. Now the Blue Devils, a 44% three-point shooting team. Coach Tribble said he was a little bit surprised by that as to how good a three-point shooting team they've been, but that's been a big part of their offense.
Well, you know, the good thing about that is when you have kids that commit to driving to that basket and then kicking out off the drive, or even passing into the post and kicking out, you get to shoot the ball well.
Baird driving for the basket is fouled. Scott picks up the foul. Second one on her, second one on the team in the third quarter. 4:45 to go in the third. Henry Clay up by 9. It'll remain at 9 after the missed free throw by Baird. Aaliyah Baird, a 64% free throw shooter. Julian Kashaba back in the ball game for Henry Clay. She saw action earlier tonight. Jeffers goes out.
I think Jeffers might be a little under the weather. They keep trying to keep fluids in her. I keep seeing them take her in and out. So hopefully she gets to feeling better.
She has gone in and out several times today, and here's the follow now by Smith. And we got another offensive rebound. The try for Pittman. Not good, but she'll go to the free throw line.
Well, I think
Squire picks up the foul.
Oh, I'm sorry, Keith, but you know, that's what Sayre has to do. They have to get the extra shots. You know, they are really a dominant rebounding team, so the second half seems like they're really being active around that basket.
Pittman missed the shot off to the left. Pittman 49% from the line. She's a senior, 5'11", had a 17-point game against Powell County back on February 17th, and she has 4 double-doubles for Sayre this year, averaging about 8 points and 9 rebounds a game.
In my notes, I have Pittman and Smith, you know, being the dominant rebounders, the anchor to the inside game for Sayre.
Missed them both, but got it right back, goes under and lays it in.
Henry Clay needs to do a better job on the free throw line of blocking out. You never want your shooter to get it back.
No, Pittman didn't meet much resistance there, but there's a nice shot by Lawson as she turned to her right and put it in. Lawson's first basket of the second half. Shot by Kinder, goes to the opposite side, but Sayre still got it. There's Carter Scott. Rebound kicks out. There's Pittman again. Scott will try again from the left side.
Well, she's not shy, is she?
Not at all.
I love it.
Not at all. No reluctance. Driving, reverses, puts it up. Missed the shot, the rebound. Battle for it. Jurgensen got it. Got it right back to Scott along the baseline. Now Jones from outside misses, and finally tracked down for Henry Clay by Jeffers.
Well, Sayre did that job on the glass. It just didn't finish the play.
Lawson driving in there for Henry Clay and is fouled as she gets to the basket. Pittman picks up her third and the team's third in the third quarter. 3 minutes, 23 seconds to go in the third. Lawson is at the line. Smith back in for Sayre. Young back in for Henry Clay.
You know, the one thing I have been seeing with Henry Clay, he's using a lot of bodies. He's throwing people in and out, making sure people are well rested.
That one won't bounce in, but there is the offensive rebound by Van Meter. And now a drive by Baird. And the follow by Lawson, and more free throws coming for Henry Clay. Smith picks up the foul, her second, the team's fourth in the third quarter. And now more free throws for the Blue Devils. It'll be Lawson to put it up. Lawson connects, and now the lead is 11. They cut it to 6 and had the ball. Now the Blue Devils have pushed it back out to 11, and it holds there as the second shot comes out long. But there's Baird with the rebound. And the pass tipped away. And Kinder has it for Sayre.
Yeah, Sayre got lucky that time.
Carter Scott into the lane, puts it up short. Smith got the rebound. Really surrounded in there. And fouled as she went back up with it.
You know, Sayre did a good job when they first started coming out attacking and everything and then moving the ball. But they haven't done a good job of putting it in the hole.
Now here is Adrian Smith at the line. That one right in the center. She has 5 points tonight. Young out for Henry Clay. Back in is Turner, who saw action in the first half.
You know, I love to see all these young players getting so much experience. And then we'll get to see them for years to come.
And there are quite a few young players in this game tonight. And frequently see that in girls basketball and have some long careers. Here's a shot off the right wing, no good, but put up and in. And we'll have a chance for a three-point play.
That's what you want to see your star players do. You know, she's been real efficient. She's done a little bit of everything tonight. She's rebounded, she's drove and gotten to the basket. She's gotten to the free throw line. She's kicked out for the shots. You know, Jeffers has really shown why she's, you know, a senior and all the experience that she's gained over the years and why she leads this team.
Jaden Jeffers back up there to try to complete a three-point play, and does. And that's 14 points for her tonight. And it's a 13-point lead for Henry Clay. Again, the two teams played 2 regular season games, and they split those 2. Nice driving shot by Scott for 2 for Sayre to make it 44-33. Tried to go down underneath at Lawson, but picked off by Pittman of Sayre. Driving is Kinder. Into the lane, sets up the shot from outside. Not good for Jones, put back up by Scott. It's a little short off the left side. Now a long pass ahead for Henry Clay to Baird, and it won't go. Here come the Spartans. This time in the corner. There is Jones for the 3. Her second 3 of the night.
Well, I think they have to do more of that on the drive and kick and get their shooters some open shots, open looks.
A shot off the glass and in for Emmy Van Meter. And the lead at 10. Long pass to Jurgensen. Tries to put it up and too hard. Got the top of the board and over it goes, and it'll go back to Henry Clay.
Yeah, Sayre needs to do a little bit more driving and kicking, just playing on the perimeter. I think they'll get a lot more open shots if they do make the defense collapse and then kick.
Here's Jaden Jeffers going against Jurgensen. Jeffers will play college basketball at Kentucky State. Picked up by Scott, takes it on in, puts it up and in. And Jeffers again pushes the lead back out to 12. Scott working.
I've been impressed with Jeffers tonight. The first game I saw her play earlier in the year, you saw the rust on it, and now she seems like it's game time and she's ready.
Jones missed the three-pointer but waded in and got the rebound. Now the shot from the left side, no good. And then a foul on the rebound as Scott tried to put it back up. Jurgensen had a shot at it. Van Meter with the foul. Here's Carter Scott at the line, 62% free throw shooter. Squire back in for Henry Clay, and there's Jeffers with another break. So she is getting some rest periods tonight, and obviously they need her to finish off this victory.
Well, she's done a good job. Every time that she's been in the game, she's made an impact. And then she goes take her break, and then she'll come back in and make another impact when she gets in.
Likes to drive it to that basket, and has been successful doing so tonight, as she is most of the time. Here's Baird driving for Henry Clay. Tried to go, looked like to Young on the baseline, but the pass sails out of bounds. Turnover gives it back to Sayre with 42.4 to go in the third quarter.
It was the right idea, just got away from her.
48-38, Sayre down by 10 as they were at the half. Scott tried to hook it over to Smith, but off the tips of her fingers, and now Henry Clay on the move. There is Baird with the layup. Nice pass from Turner, and Baird on the finishing end.
Great hands, because I thought Sayre touched that. But to catch that in traffic and finish.
Got a foul on Smith.
I'd like to see Sayre start moving that ball a little bit more. It seems like it's just becoming just a one pass, one shot kind of deal last few possessions.
And Smith leaves with 14 seconds to go in the third quarter. Now Henry Clay will look like have the final attempt. Shot blocked, now put up no good. Final second, and there's the end of the third quarter as they scramble to the left of the basket. Nobody could come up with that one. And now it's a 12-point lead for Henry Clay at the end of 3. The score, Henry Clay 50 and Sayre 38. Back with the fourth quarter in just a moment on Glycod.
No one college can be all things to all people, but Bluegrass Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt. Affordable, flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Back for the fourth quarter, Keith Elkins along with Nimbo Hammonds here at Bryan Station High School. Henry Clay and Sayre in the opening round of the 42nd District Tournament. Henry Clay with the ball, and there's a basket by Lawson, and she will get a free throw.
You know, that's one thing I can say about Henry Clay tonight. They have been very consistent in what they do. Every time they come back from a break, they run a set play to get them something that they like.
And to the line is Kelsey Lawson, and hits the free throw. Squire back into the ball game for Henry Clay. As Sayre comes up on offense, Carter Scott stops and passes to Pittman. Had the shot blocked. Jurgensen got it, looking for help, and finally has to clear it away. Here is Carter Scott down the lane. She hits. 53-40. Jeffers in a hurry. Got all the way to the basket. Gave it to Squire for the layup. The lead at 15 again for Henry Clay.
I've been really impressed with Jeffers tonight.
Driving is Scott. Tries to get it back outside and does to Jones. They left her open, and she drains the three.
She made them pay for it, too.
3 threes tonight for Adler Jones. 55-43.
I think they need to get her in this fourth quarter a few more shots. Get her, because she's been money every time she's taken it.
Jones picks up the foul there. Yeah, she has shot the ball very well, and they need some points in bunches now as we get down further into this fourth quarter. Shot by Baird is good. Baird is 64% free throw shooter. 1 for 3 as she misses the second. 56-43. Sayre comes up, 6:45 to go. Scott retreats past the three-point line, missed the shot. Squire off with it for Henry Clay, off to Jeffers. It's the bounce pass to Van Meter, reverse layup, good. Again, good passing, and then the execution of the reverse layup by Van Meter. There's a driving shot by Scott, gets 2 this time.
I'll tell you, Sayre can't trade buckets. They got to get a few stops. If they can put 2 or 3 stops together, it might get a momentum swing a little bit, because Henry Clay hasn't stopped all night.
We lead by 13 as we come up on the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter. It's Van Meter guarded by Scott. Long way from the basket. Now Jeffers driving. Nice reverse. Got open for the shot. Shot blocked out of bounds, but it'll be a foul.
And that's what you want your star players to be. in the crunch time, put the ball in their hands and make something happen. And she's done it all night consistently.
So Jeffers to the line now. Foul was the second on Jurgensen. Lead stays at 13. Jeffers takes a little break from the free throw line and now stands back up for the second try. That one is accurate, and it makes it 59-45. Driving is Scott, but fouled as she went for the basket. That one was on Van Meter.
I'd like to see get some form of movement on the offensive end for Sayre. You know, they're just usually setting the screen and then one pass, one shot, and that's not really worked for them in the second half.
Second foul on Van Meter. They get it in to Jones, but I think she got to the sideline there, a little too close to the sideline when she made the catch, and ended up with a foot on that sideline, and it'll go back to Henry Clay. Lawson back in for Henry Clay, replacing Squire. Jeffers looking for an opening, stops and fires this time. Missed to the right, and a rebound chased down by Jones, and over to Kinder to handle it for Sayre. Here's Carter Scott into the lane and fires away and hits it. 10 points in the second half now, 21 for the game. And it's a 12-point Henry Clay lead. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. They go down low on the baseline. Baird missed the shot after taking the pass from Jeffers. And it goes out of bounds to Sayre.
I tell all my young people, use that glass. That's why it's up there.
Absolutely. Here's Kinder with it. Goes to the baseline. Jones bottled up there. Back to Kinder. Here is Scott moving toward the baseline. Shot is up, no good, but a foul. That'll go against Young. That's the fourth on Young. And the second on to Henry Clay in the fourth quarter.
And here's the thing. They still got enough time to make a run right here. Get you, like I say, get you 2 or 3 stops in a row. That can change the whole outlook of the game.
Yeah, they don't have to play at a panic pace or anything. Just get some good shots, right? And get some stops, of course, at the other end.
Well, they got to start getting their shooters some shots. You know, get some volume up.
Second shot missed. Baird on the run. Bounce pass to Jeffers. Back to Baird. Nice jumper off the baseline. Well done by Henry Clay on the break.
They've really impressed me. They've grown since I've seen them last.
They got it to Jones. Had to juggle it for just a moment, but brought it in. Now here is Scott with an opening. And hits it. A three-pointer for Carter Scott. And now we'll get a timeout for Sayre with 4:17 to go. They got the lead back down to 10. 61-51. Henry Clay will be right back on Glycon.
Leaves and other dirt and grime are no match against the experts at Sunshine Pools, your BioGuard dealer. Weekly service, computerized water testing, or just need advice. Our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit us today for a full line of BioGuard swimming pool products. Sunshine Pools.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Hello?
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
4:17 to go. It's a 10-point lead for Henry Clay. They're coming out of the timeout now, and as you pointed out, Nimbo, if Sayre can keep their composure, they need to play at a good pace, but at the same time, if they can just play some good fundamental basketball here, they can get right back in this thing.
I think if they make the extra pass to just get some extra looks, they've done pretty decently on the glass. they just got to get more shots up for their shooters. If they do that, this can be very interesting going down the stretch.
So Henry Clay will put it in play now, and Sayre's going to put some pressure on him. Still looking, and now it comes into Jeffers and right back to Baird. Baird on the move down the side of the lane, puts it up going by, and the rebound to Scott for Sayre, and she's in a hurry the other way. Gets it over to the other side of the lane to Jurgensen, looking for help, and then went to Pittman, can't get the shot to fall, and it'll be a held ball on the rebound.
They did everything right except put it in the basket.
Didn't quite finish it off, but Sayre will get the ball back. They had the possession arrow. Smith back in. Jurgensen out for Sayre, and the inbounds pass to Pittman. And there's a shot off the left side by Kinder. And the rebound comes to Jeffers of Henry Clay. Defended by Kinder and knocked it away as they came up court.
I want to see what kind of adjustments they make the last 3 minutes on both teams, just to kind of see how this game goes.
See how Henry Clay handles the lead and how Sayre handles the comeback effort. And a timeout called now by Henry Clay with 3:44 to go in the fourth quarter. Blue Devils have a 10-point lead, and we'll be right back on Glycod.
You'll still have common days, but this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
We invite you to visit Glycod.com for information about our live postseason basketball coverage, and check out our Tournament Central page for updates on all the action. Glycod is changing the way you watch high school athletics.
Every time that Henry Clay has called a timeout, they've come out and ran something and got them a great shot at that basket. I'm very interested to see what they do this time.
So it'll be Jeffers to play it in for the Blue Devils. Bounce pass into Lawson. Aggressive defense by Sayre. Van Meter tracked by Scott. Now running into trouble. There's the ball on the floor. A scramble for it. Jurgensen back in, replacing Smith for Sayre. Now Henry Clay with the possession arrow that time. We get a foul as they tried to come in to Baird, and the foul will go against Jones.
That's one thing you do. I was always told, make sure you got your butt to the baseline so you don't let people go by you.
Inbounds pass to Jeffers. Jeffers guarded by Jurgensen. Now they'll start the count. Still have to penetrate that line within 5 seconds. She does. Gets all the way to the basket, but missed the shot. And the rebound by Young puts it up and in for Henry Clay. First basket of the night for Caroline Young. And a big one for Henry Clay. Makes the lead 12 again. Now the shot blocked out of bounds off the hands of Scott. When the attempt was made and the block shot out of bounds, and Sayre will get it back. Here is Squire back in the game, replacing Jeffers.
You said something interesting early in the broadcast about Coach Tribble using the season as experience for his kids, and you can really see it. They have really grown a lot since the beginning of the year.
Yeah, this does not look like a team that lost 17 games during the regular season. Jones in trouble, but got it away to Pittman, and then a foul.
Early in the
Squire.
first half, they started running the weave. I haven't seen that since the first and a half, and when they really start getting in the paint, making some things happen, but I haven't seen that much in the second half.
Now they get a little opening there for Kinder, who drives, and then the ball's blocked away, picked up by Pittman. Then back to Kinder, and now Sayre just scrambling to get things set up again. There is Scott from outside, and it's a little bit too long, and Smith had the rebound for a moment, and now as they come up court, there's a Sayre foul. You know, we're pointing back the other direction now.
They called a walk, I think, on that.
Okay.
I think one called a walk and one called.
So they'll throw it in from the side.
2 minutes left. Sayre needs to make a run now.
A long inbounds pass to Scott. They're down by 12, so they have no time at all to waste. Here's the pass to Pittman, who got the layup. Pittman with 10 points in the game now, and it's a 10-point lead for Henry Clay. Baird is fouled by Pittman as they neared the Henry Clay bench.
You don't want to commit that foul so far away. Just play some good defense. Keep the person in front of you.
5th on the team. That means Baird will go to the free throw line. Aaliyah Baird has 9 points in the ball game. She's a 5'9" junior. It's the first one. Here's Jeffers again back in. Squire goes out.
One, two, three,
2 from the line for Baird, and now it's a 12-point lead with under 2 minutes to go. Scott driving, gets a basket, and she'll go to the free throw line, and that's not what Henry Clay wanted to do, but it'll be a chance for a 3-point play with the clock stopped as Scott will go to the line.
It's been very interesting watching this young lady. Again, I'll say it again, it's like she's been here before. She doesn't seem rattled or anything.
Back to the line she goes. Comes up empty on the shot. Ball out of bounds. And back to Sayre. So they're still breathing at 1:44 and a 10-point deficit for Sayre. Smith back into the ball game, replacing Jurgensen for the Spartans. Inbounds it comes to Scott, has to track it down in backcourt. And now guarded by Van Meter, pulls up for a 3. Rebound back outside to Kinder. Down the lane, there's Jones with a 3-point try. And the rebound fought for. Jeffers has it for Henry Clay. Minute 25 left. They tried to go underneath. Pass picked off by Jones. Here is Scott out in front. Missed the shot. Lawson has it and is called for steps, so Sayre will get it back. Still trailing by 10 with a minute 14 to go.
Well, I will tell you this. All the substitutions that Coach Tribble has used throughout this game has really helped Henry Clay look fresh.
They are a high-energy team right now. They have a 10-point lead with 1:14 to go. We get a timeout for Sayre, and we'll be right back on Glycod.
You'll still have common days, but this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Keith Elkins, Nimbo Hammonds back with you from Bryan Station High School. First of 2 tonight as we open 42nd District play. Right now the Henry Clay girls lead the Sayre girls by a score of 65-55. Boys game to follow. It'll be Sayre against Scott County, and Nimbo, you've said it numerous times during the game tonight, but this is an indication of the growth of the Henry Clay team and just a very solid effort tonight.
Well, you know, you take the past 3 years, they've gone to the region, so they do have some experience on this team. And, you know, it's starting to show. And Coach Tribble has just continued doing it because he's playing a lot of bodies.
Pittman came up a little short on the shot, and Lawson got it for Henry Clay, and will go to the other end. The foul will be on Pittman. That is her 5th. So Lucy Pittman, a senior, will leave the game. And of course, this is the situation where seasons end and high school careers end as you get into tournament play. And that's the stakes tonight as Jurgensen comes back in for Pittman.
Yeah, bring back memories. I've been on both ends. Yeah. As a sophomore, I remember going to the state championships. And then, like I say, my senior year going home early. So
Lawson to the line again, and second one comes out of there. 66-55 has come up on the 1 minute mark. Scott to Jones. Kinder.
Got to put it up.
Yeah, somebody's got to put one up for Sayre. Carter Scott bobbled the ball just a moment. They're looking for some room. Now she's got room to fire and hits it. Quick timeout for Sayre. That comes with 36.3 to go. 66-57 the score. Henry Clay on top. And we'll take a break and be right back on Glycod.
Leaves and other dirt and grime are no match against the experts at Sunshine Pools, your BioGuard dealer. Weekly service, computerized water testing, or just need advice. Our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit us today for a full line of BioGuard swimming pool products. Sunshine Pools.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Hello?
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
36.3 seconds left in the fourth quarter with Henry Clay holding a 66-57 lead. They have been in command for most of the night tonight, led by 10 at halftime. 34-24, led by 12 at the end of the third. And now a 9-point lead on the board for Henry Clay. They're very close to putting the finishing touches on it, Nimbo, and this would be a really nice win for Coach Tribble's team.
Well, he's done a great job preparing them. He said what he was going to do, and he's done it. He's gotten all his kids some experience, and he's used a lot of bodies tonight. So, and they look well rested.
Lawson to put it in play. Comes into Jeffers. They're after her in backcourt. Over to Lawson, now to Baird. Baird still working in backcourt and just did get it over the line in time.
Smart
down
play.
To 21 seconds. Baird tracked by Jones. Down to 10 seconds now. Now they do foul as Kinder reached in for the foul. 9.2 seconds. That's all that's left. And Aaliyah Baird, who has had a good game for Henry Clay tonight.
Yeah, she got up to a slow start, but she was steady as she got into it.
So unofficially, 13 for Baird and looking for 14. Second shot is good. 68-57. 11-point margin for Henry Clay as the final seconds tick off in this one. Catherine Kinder comes up court for Sayre. Makes a move to the right side, and we get a foul as Jeffers was knocked down there. I think that's going to be on Smith, and that happens with 2 seconds left in the ball game. That is 5 fouls on Smith, so she will have to leave the game, and Sayre will get a sub in for her as we're going to play out the final 2 seconds. Jeffers appears to be okay.
It was a good screen.
Yeah.
I've been hit by a few of those.
So here's the ball into Baird, and she will dribble out the final 2 seconds, and Henry Clay has won it, the final. Henry Clay 68 and Sayre 57. So Henry Clay moves on, and we will have more about that as we begin our wrap-up in just a moment on Glycod.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
Your road to safe, confident driving starts at Apex Driving School. Apex is family-owned and operated, offering teen and adult driving lessons given by state-certified instructors. They also provide a wide range of services, including classroom instruction, freeway interstate driving, and road test prep. Register today. Apex Driving School, where learning to drive feels like family.
At Man of War Harley-Davidson, we're proud to be Kentucky's only family-owned Harley-Davidson dealership. Here, horsepower meets hospitality, and every rider is treated like family. With a huge selection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, expert service and parts, premium apparel, and endless customization options, we're built to support every mile of your ride. And through community events and group rides, we're more than just a dealership. Man of War Harley-Davidson, where the ride begins.
Drive with the confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cartown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance. Choose from over 70 certified pre-owned Kias or over 1,000 vehicles of all makes and models. It's new car driving at used cars prices with certified pre-owned Kias from CartownKiaUSA.com.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Cartown Kia, your dealership for unmatched design, performance, and savings at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville. Visit CartownKiaUSA.com.
Well, Henry Clay moves on after our first district game tonight. The Henry Clay girls beat Sayre by a score of 68-57, and as we commented earlier, Nimbo, it was just a good, steady effort by Henry Clay tonight, and they took control of this game fairly early, had a 10-point lead at halftime, and Sayre was never really able to closely challenge them in the second half.
Man, I was really impressed with them, you know, just because I saw them early in the year and I knew they were going to be young, a new coach, you know, they got so many obstacles that they had to overcome. For them to be there poised the whole game tonight and play 32 minutes, it was impressive.
And the coach had to do a little manipulating, too, because we saw Jaden Jeffers had to take frequent breaks tonight, and she still had a very strong ball game, and she's the one that really, in a way, makes them go. She's got some other good scorers around her, but everybody has to pay attention to her, and the others really stepped up, too.
Well, you know, as a senior, you see her maturity in this situation. Probably in the past where they've gone to the region, she's gained that experience. And sometimes you find people in that situation, they want to do too much. Tonight, she served the platter just right.
And for Henry Clay, this has been a season of growth. They came in with a record of 7-17, which of course doesn't sound very good. I'm sure they'd like to have a few more wins during the regular season, but they've been trending upward, and now they seem to be playing well at the most perfect time.
Well, again, like we go back to my story earlier when I lost my senior year, the first round of the district here at home. You know, that's why you play the game. The seasons are the seasons, but when you get back to district, it's 0-0.
And they get the victory over Sayre tonight by a score of 68-57. We'll give you some unofficial scoring totals here as we go along, but Jaden Jeffers for Henry Clay had 11 at halftime, and then 7 more in the second half, or sort of unofficially with 18. But anyway, a strong game for her, and Kelsey Lawson contributed as well, and so it's a multifaceted attack for Henry Clay, and we saw that in this first game tonight as they won it by a score of 68-57 over Sayre. We're going to take a break right now, and we'll come back and have more for you on our post-game report and our preview of the second game as well here on Glycod.
No one college can be all things to all people, but Bluegrass Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt. Affordable, flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable.
They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something at school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Coach, first of all, congratulations on your win tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do me a little favor. Tell me about, I've watched your team early in the year.
Yeah.
and they didn't look as composed as they did tonight. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, everybody knows it's a marathon, not a sprint, but nobody cares when you're rebuilding. So for us, the one thing I told these girls is we are going to learn how to compete. And what you saw tonight was players competing on both ends. We're going to make mistakes, but we have a rule. If you're going to mess up going full speed, and they did that.
Well, here's one thing we saw tonight. Your leader, Jeffers, she came out and made all the right plays all night, and that was one of the things that we talked about. She led this team not only in like going to the basket with points, she led them with assists, she led in the leadership, and she fought hard all night. Tell me a little bit about where she is and how she's grown as a player for you this year.
Yeah, well, first thing coming in, Jaden's the first player I met with. Okay. And the first thing I told her is this is your team. And the one thing about it is I'm going to walk with you as I change elements of your game. And Jaden has been receptive. She's let me kind of shape her into playing my style, which is up and down, fast break. But here's the things that Jaden also does. She rebounds with both hands. She goes off 2 feet. She knows how to draw 2 defenders. But she also has that mentality down the stretch to where her shot selection is smart. And that's what I told her. I said, look, I need you to get to the free throw line. I don't need threes. I need you to pass and relocate. But what you don't know is she's been battling an illness all week. And you saw some of that out there tonight.
Yeah, so we saw that you used your bench well. Yeah. And you played a lot of girls. And tell us about I think the Lawson, the young lady Lawson, and it was the Van Meter. They did very well tonight.
Kelsey Lawson, double-double tonight. Kelsey is the one that heart and soul, she's going to wipe glass on both ends. Kelsey does not care about points or anything. Here's one thing that's fun about Kelsey. She says every game, Coach, I want the tip. She takes pride in getting the tip because she feels like that sets the tone for her team. That's the unselfishness that Kelsey Lawson brings. Now, she's also a volleyball player, so you see those hops going up with 2 hands. Now, let me talk about Emmy Van Meter, my 8th grader. She's an 8th grader with a high basketball IQ. She can shoot the long ball, but she plays smart, and her motor gets the rest of the team going. So we're young, but we're a smart basketball team.
Good, Coach. Well, look, good luck on the next game tomorrow. Well, whenever you play, I don't know if it's
tomorrow versus Frederick Douglass.
Okay, well, good luck. I know you got some stuff to work on. Yeah. And thank y'all for coming out, and thank you for watching Glycod.
Appreciate you guys.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
At Man of War Harley-Davidson, we're proud to be Kentucky's only family-owned Harley-Davidson dealership. Here, horsepower meets hospitality, and every rider is treated like family. With a huge selection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, expert service and parts, premium apparel, and endless customization options, we're built to support every mile of your ride. And through community events and group rides, we're more than just a dealership. Man of War Harley-Davidson, where the ride begins.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
I think it's important to have a passion because it's important to have something that's bigger than yourself, that you find joy in, that you can work towards every single day. I would say that basketball has positively influenced my life greater than any other thing that I've done because it has allowed me to build so many great relationships, and it's taught me resilience and accountability and discipline and so many things that I use in life every single day. I've witnessed how drugs have negatively impacted people in my community, and I know that by pursuing my passion, I've been able to make positive choices that have helped me grow as a person and an athlete. If you're feeling pressured, I would just encourage you to stay true to yourself and not let others influence you to become something that you're not. It's okay to stand out and make choices that reflect who you really are. My name is Cassidy Rowe, and I'm better without it.
You'll still have common days, but this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by Kentucky Army National Guard. Uncommon is calling.
Keith Elkins, Nimbo Hammonds back with you from Bryan Station High School as we continue to wrap up the girls' game just completed. The Henry Clay Blue Devils over Sayre by a score of 68-57. And Nimbo, let's get to our most outstanding players built by Carpenter's Local 1650. Build your next chapter. And first we want to go to the Henry Clay most outstanding player, and that would be Jaden Jeffers, who had another fine night tonight for the Blue Devils.
Yes, and it's going to be good to see her go to college and hopefully build her brand and keep growing and learning. I saw her play so well tonight and really lead her team, and I was impressed with her.
Jaden Jeffers, unofficially 18 points tonight, and a big night for Carter Scott, the 7th grader from Sayre, as she put in 28 points, and she's our most outstanding Spartan tonight.
She's going to be fun to watch. Only in the 7th grade, and I don't think she had a fear out there tonight.
No.
So, yeah, she came on strong as the game kept going, and like I say, she's only a 7th grader, so we got a long time to be watching her.
Carter Scott, yeah, keep the name in mind, but Sayre's season comes to an end tonight as they lose to Henry Clay by a score of 68-57. The Blue Devils move on. They'll play Frederick Douglass in the next round tomorrow night here at Bryan Station. Now getting ready for the boys' game, Scott County and Sayre coming up in just a few minutes. We'll take a break and come back with information on the boys' game as we continue on Glycod.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Make a bold impression when you show up in a new Kia from Cartown Kia.
Save $4,250 off a new 2024 Kia Sorento, or lease for $279 down and $279 per month. And new 2024 Kia Fortes, just $229 down and $229 per month. Or save more with rates as low as 0.9%.
And don't forget our 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. Give them something to talk about in a new Kia from Cartown Kia and CartownKiaUSA.com.
Communication is really important on a team because you have to know what everybody's doing, even when it's not your job. You just really want to work as one unit, and whenever you can do that, the team is at its best. I think staying active helps me to be my best self by keeping me disciplined. Being able to look back whenever I go to bed at night, checking all the things off that I've done that day, it creates the best me. My name is Trent Noah, and I'm better without it.
With Fast Signs, create striking custom visuals that inspire pride district-wide. Fast Signs, make your statement.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Back at Bryan Station High School, getting ready for game number 2 of our doubleheader. The boys matchup between Sayre and Scott County in 42nd District play. And let's go right to our game plan. Tonight's game plan is built by Elite Building Products in Nicholasville. They're the right decision for your home. And Nimbo, first the game plan for Sayre.
Well, they need to get hot from behind the arc. You know, start getting some of those 3 balls flying, and that'll open up the lane for them to make some things happen in the paint. They also have to limit their turnovers. You know, make every possession count, especially in a game like so important for the night. You got to take care of that ball. And then you have to rebound. If you give Scott County second shots or anybody second shots, you know, you give them a chance to beat you. So you got to control the glass.
What about the Scott County Cardinals for Coach Sean Woods?
Well, control the paint. That's one thing that you can do in this game, control the paint. That means you got to get the glass as well, limit them to 1 shot, and then apply pressure. You have to apply pressure to their guards, keep them out of the paint, contest every shot, and then have balanced scoring. Everybody has to be on their game today. Every role player has to know their role, and everybody has to get their job done tonight.
Everybody has to play good defense, but that's just kind of a trademark for Scott County especially. They like to really get it done with defense, don't they?
Well, yes, sir. But, you know, it goes back to the coaches. You go with Lamont Campbell and you go with Sean Woods, you know, 2 point guards coming up. So, you know, they believe in defense. You know, it starts with your head guys, so it's trickled down through their team.
Yeah, the matchup tonight, Sean Woods for Scott County, and the coach for Sayre is the veteran Rob Goodman, and we expect a good one here in our second game tonight as Scott County comes in with a 14-13 mark, 3-5 in 42nd District play under first-year coach Sean Woods. And, of course, that's a big turnaround for Scott County. They hope to get things headed back in the right direction. And Rob Goodman, in his 13th season at Sayre, 194 and 183 is his record. Also had a season at Bourbon County, and so his career record at 202 and 202. So we're getting the introduction of the starting lineups now. Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Apex Driving School, where learning to drive feels like family. We'll give you the starting lineup for the visitors in this game, which will be Sayre. Kenji Berger out there for Sayre. And along with Caden Jones, John Gaines, Savion Staley, and Bo Perry for Sayre tonight. Now we'll meet the Scott County Cardinals in the white with the red trim as the home team in tonight's game, and the home team on your scoreboard. Phil Grimes being there to guard, 5'11 senior. There's Tidian Fay wearing number 1, a 6'4 junior. Kalen Hunter, a starter for Scott County, a 6'2 senior. There's Bray McNear wearing number 3, a 6'6 sophomore. And finally for Scott County, Parker Sanders, a 5'11 sophomore. He can hit it from long range. He's a 42% three-point shooter, so watch for him to fire it up from long range tonight for the Scott County Cardinals. So Sayre and Scott County just about set to go in game 2 of our doubleheader tonight. Glad you joined us on Glycod. I'm Keith Elkins. Nimbo Hammond's alongside. Scott Moore is our producer. Leslie Moore, our camera operator. Steve Bird, our executive producer for Glycod. And our officials for the boys' game, Luke Rouse, Andy Dunn, and David Hammond. Scott County getting a few final words from Coach Sean Woods. They haven't broken the huddle yet. Sayre is all set to go. Sayre's record 11-19 on the year, 0-8 in district play, but Nimbo, they gave Douglas a great game a couple of weeks back, took them into overtime, so this can be a very competitive Sayre team.
Well, Coach Goodman, this is not his first rodeo. Because, look, I've had some bad games in here because even my last year here at Bryan Station, he beat me the first round of the district, so he knows about this kind of atmosphere.
Ready to go, and we are underway in the boys' game, and Scott County will get it first. That is Grimes. Got it over to Fay and then Sanders. Now back to Grimes, who just looks things over as he backs it away. And it goes to Hunter and McNear, and now a shot off the left side. Not there for Grimes, and Sayre has the rebound. Kenji Berger got it, and he'll give it off to Caden Jones. Jones looking for room, starts down the lane, gets it to Gaines. Both teams just kind of looking things over on this first possession. Savion Staley on the left side. Gaines took it back from Perry, out of bounds and off the leg of Gaines, and the turnover will give it back to Scott County.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's trying to figure out get some rhythm right now. Your first couple of possessions, you want to see what's working.
Kalen Hunter into offensive court. Now a stray pass picked off by Berger for Sayre. Gets it to Perry. Three-pointer off the right side is short. Grimes scrambles to get it for Scott County. Now he's on the move into front court. Down the lane he goes, puts it up, can't finish it. Berger off with it for Sayre.
You got to get those easy twos. They don't come too often.
6.5 minutes to go. We played a minute and a half with no scoring in the boys' game so far. Here's a shot from near the top of the key. That is Jones. Caden Jones hits the first basket of the ball game. That's a two-pointer. Now here is Sanders off the right side. Missed the shot. Strong battle for the rebound. And the putback is made by Bray McNear. Sayre in a hurry. Pass down to Berger. Fakes and finally goes up with it, but didn't get it. And the rebound brought down by Bray McNear. Down to Grimes. Driving is Hunter. Back out to Grimes. Fay.
I'd like to see that ball at least touch that paint, either by the pass or the dribble.
As Grimes in the middle, has to retreat. And set it up again. Grimes with a quick drive, lost the ball on the way in. Sayre's got it.
Both teams seem to be getting up to a little slow start.
Driving is Jones, and the shot blocked, but we'll get the first foul of the ball game.
He seems to be aggressive tonight. We've done the Sayre games a couple of times, and tonight he seems to be taking it to him.
Sanders with the foul. And the free throw by Caden Jones. Gets them both. Sayre up 4-2. Driving was Hunter. Along the baseline, guarded by Perry. Cleared it away, though, and the shot from outside by Fay. Not good. Perry in good shape for the rebound.
That's the one thing Sayre's going to do. They're going to make you beat them. They're going to cut off the lanes, and they're going to make you shoot jump shots.
Caden Jones tries to go down low to Gaines. Looking inside, goes to Perry. Turns and goes toward the basket. Had the shot blocked. Misses the second try. The block was by McNear. Now McNear's got it. He heads into the lane. There's Grimes with it. Goes to the corner. And the shot from there is good, and that's a three for Fay. 5-4 Scott County on top. Jones Fires it cross court. Staley was open and he hits a three.
This is looking like this is going to be like a heavyweight fight. This is going to be a slow grinder.
Yeah, back and forth. Here's a drive. And the shot not good for Fay, but he is fouled as he got close to the basket. Perry picks up the foul.
I'd like to see that ball move a little bit more. Sometimes when you're stagnant, when you get started, make that ball move a little bit more instead of just holding it.
Fay's shot spins out of there, 70% free throw shooter. Titian Fay, a junior, 6'4".
Scott County has some length on that team.
Second shot is good, and it's 7-6 now as Scott County closes it to 1. Sayre in the dark uniforms, the visiting team in this game. Driving is Jones, got all the way down the lane, slapped away by McNair.
I love his energy, though. He's getting to the heart of the paint. That's all you want. If he keeps continuing to do that, then those shooters will start getting open, but he has to keep doing this all night long.
Gaines will put it in play for Sayre. Comes outside, into the lane rather, to Staley, and he's fouled as he tries the turnaround. That'll be on Grimes. Second one on the team in the first quarter. First one on Phil Grimes. And now Staley to the line, 66% free throw shooter.
I'd like to see throughout the game, I'd like to see Staley, I'd like to see him post up a little bit more, use some of that post presence.
Second shot, that one comes off. And cleared away to Hunter, who will bring it into front court. Grimes in the corner. Driving is Hunter, but cut off by Staley. Now a shot from outside by Fay, and that's on the mark. 3-point basket by Fay. He's got 2 of them so far, has 7 points in the game, and it's a 9-7 lead for Scott County.
I think they have him down for shooting 40% from 3.
Here's a nice drive by Jones. This time he did get to the basket and score.
I'm happy to see that out of him.
McNair drives, but can't get the layup. Staley off with it for Sayre. There goes Jones again. And it's knocked out of bounds, and he's going to go for the basket until they can stop him, right?
Well, here's the thing. I think it always starts with your point guards. If your point guards are active and they're aggressive, not only just on the offensive end, but on the defensive end, they're the heart and soul of this. I'm glad to see him attacking early.
33 A.J. Corrigan in for Sayre, as is Will Johnson, number 0. Johnson's going to have to go in back court to get this one. 2:10 to go first quarter, all even at 9. Caden Jones. He'll pull up and fire this time. This one kicks off the back rim. Johnson got it, fed to Gaines, driving down the lane, and he lays it in. Gaines puts Sayre up by 2.
That's one thing Sayre's going to do. They're going to be patient. That's Coach Goodman's. That's what he's known for. He's not going to do anything out of what he can do.
Here's a pass deflected, picked out of the air by Gaines, driving hard for the basket, reverses and has it blocked by McNair. Gaines tried to save it back in, but McNair comes up with a good defensive play for Scott County. Now over in the corner, there's a shot by Sanders in the bottom.
They need to get him some open looks.
Sanders 42% from 3-point range, 12 to 11.
He needs to get at least, 10 good open looks during the game. He needs some volume shots because once he gets a good look, he drains them.
Grady LaMonica in the ball game for Sayre, number 10 in the dark uniform. It's a 12-11 lead now for Scott County, following the 3 by Parker Sanders. Long pass up court for Corrigan. There's Will Johnson. Jones and Grimes, a good matchup. Johnson looked it over, then goes to Staley on the side. They try to bounce pass inside. That one went astray, and Sanders was right there to pick it off. McNear into the lane and off in the corner. Good look for Grimes, couldn't connect, and the rebound to Staley.
I'll take that shot. That's a good shot. You got the wide open shot off the drive and kick.
He did have a nice look at it. Couldn't connect. Now with 25 seconds left in the first quarter, Sayre has it. Down by 1. The seconds tick off in the first quarter. Coming up on 12 seconds now. Caden Jones moving in, tries a 3. Off the board. Rebound Parker Sanders. 2 seconds. 1. They get it to Grimes. He gets it away and missed the shot. And we've come to the end of the first quarter with the score. Scott County 12 and Sayre 11. Back with the second quarter in just a moment on Glycod.
Road to safe, confident driving starts at Apex Driving School. Apex is family-owned and operated, offering teen and adult driving lessons given by state-certified instructors. They also provide a wide range of services, including classroom instruction, freeway interstate driving. Road to safe, confident driving starts at Apex Driving School. Apex is family-owned and operated, offering teen and adult driving lessons given by state-certified instructors. They also provide a wide range of services, including classroom instruction, freeway interstate driving, and road test prep. Register today. Apex Driving School, where learning to drive feels like family.
At Man of War Harley-Davidson, we're proud to be Kentucky's only family-owned Harley-Davidson dealership. Here, horsepower meets hospitality, and every rider is treated like family. With a huge selection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, expert service and parts, premium apparel, and endless customization options, we're built to support every mile of your ride. And through community events and group rides, we're more than just a dealership. Man of War Harley-Davidson, where the ride begins.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Second quarter just underway, and on the first possession, a steal for Scott County, and the return pass from Grimes to Fay. He hits the layup, and it's 14-11 Cardinals. Then with that first quarter back and forth as these teams felt out each other as far as the style of play, and had a 1-point margin at the end of the first.
Well, the pace is really what Sayre wants. They don't want to really get into a track meet. They want to be calculated. They want to take their time. They want to be poised. So that first quarter was more catered to them in a sense.
Quick timeout for Sayre as Rob Goodman wanted to reorganize the Spartans here with 7:33 to go in the second quarter, as we're just underway in the second quarter. First game tonight, the girls matchup went to Henry Clay over Sayre, 68-57. So the Henry Clay girls will move on to meet Douglas tomorrow night.
I think a rematch from last year, right?
I think so. I think you're right, yeah. And
two good programs.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, of course, we're now at the winner go home stage, with the exception of the district finals, of course, but we're not there yet. So a loss tonight means the end of the season. Here's Sanders, and Fay with a long one off the right side. Missed the shot, and McNear battles for it along with Staley. Finally, they rip it apart, and it'll be a held ball, and it'll go back to Scott County. So the two big men went at it there.
I think whoever controls that paint and control the glass has a great chance of winning this game tonight. I think the bigs need to step up and really be active around there. Get extra shots when the shots are missed. So I think that's going to be one of the keys to this.
Kalen Hunter for Scott County gets it inside. McNear, good position. Couldn't finish the shot, though, but there's Grimes to grab it. Fay with a long one off the left side. And the rebound comes to Gaines of Sayre. Spartans on the move, down by 3. And the pass intercepted by McNair. Now he's in trouble. It's picked off by Caden Jones. Reverses, gets it up to Berger, who puts it up and can't finish. And now here we go the other way for Scott County. Here's Fay in a hurry. Got it off to the left side. And the shot from the right side by Sanders. No good, but the putback is there. 16-11. The drive and the pass to Perry, who thought about it, but gives it back up to Gaines. And now a scramble for it. Perry with the shot. And the rebound. Corrigan put it up and in. He'll go to the line.
I think Sayre can do a lot of that. I think they can go a lot of high-low kind of situations with the two bigs. I think they need to go down in the post a little bit more. I think they've really been perimeter dominated, but they need to let those bigs touch it just a little bit.
Shot good by Corrigan. 16-14 Scott County. Driving is Hunter. Here come the Spartans, and it got away from Jones, but Gaines picked it up, fires away, missed the shot. Corrigan's there to rescue it for Sayre. Gets it back outside to Berger, and now to Jones.
That's who we haven't heard about tonight, Berger. We need to get him going in the second quarter or something because he's really been quiet so far.
Inside it goes. Perry had it knocked away. Here comes Hunter with it. Hunter driving all the way to the basket, gets the layup to fall.
That's what Scott County wants to do. They want to force turnovers and they want to get down the floor quickly.
18-14. Scott County on top. Jones retreats, then fires long to Corrigan. A break for Sayre. The pass to Perry. His shot is blocked by McNair. Perry double teamed, but got rid of it to Gaines. Across the lane, puts it up with the left hand, and it's good. He'll go to the line. Sanders second. Team second in the second quarter. Reed Rutledge into the ball game. Sanders goes out for Scott County. Rutledge, a 5'11 sophomore. Good shot by Gaines. Now Corrigan back out, gave Sayre some good minutes, and he heads to the bench.
You know, doing these kind of games right here, it's all the intangibles to help you win these games. The 50-50 balls, you know, the extra putbacks. You know, this is what's vital during this time, to do all the little things.
All those little things, absolutely. Now a foul. Gaines picks up his first, and the second on Sayre in the second quarter. 4:39 to go, 18-17, a 1-point lead for Scott County. On try from outside, three-pointer not there, and the rebound comes to Staley.
That plays into Sayre's hand as you got to get the shooters the ball.
Here's Jones driving, nice dish to Gaines for the basket.
I'm really enjoying watching Caden Jones tonight. This is the most energy I've seen him all season.
Gives Sayre a lead, and the Spartans have it again. Here comes Berger driving to the basket, and it'll be a blocking foul. Dre Mays charged with the foul.
The way this game is looking, it comes down to who can get the most stops. You know, I used to do a drill when I was coaching. You get 3 stops in a row. You try that every time you go, because if you can change the momentum. So In these games right here, when everything is kind of sluggish, go back and forth, you preach that to your team. Defense first. Get us 2 or 3 stops in a row to try to see if we can get something going.
Second shot good by Berger. 21-18. Sayre in front by 3. Mays in trouble near midcourt, but got rid of it to Fay.
Looks like Sayre's going to stay in that zone.
They go to Fay, and now the jumper by Mays is good off the free throw line.
Scott County was patient on that possession.
Lead back to 1 for Sayre. Long one by Berger. This is the rim and falls out of bounds, and Scott County will get it back. Trailing by 1 with 3:17 to go, second quarter.
Well, I think, especially with Berger, he's trying to get into the game. So I think sometimes you got to get yourself in doing other things. Like you might have to be that defensive stopper. You might have to be that rebound guy. At least find some other ways to get involved in the game.
Bounce pass comes to Grimes. Will Johnson back in for Sayre. In the corner it goes. Mays driving, makes a move, lays it in. (22-21) Scott County. Caden Jones spotted an opening, couldn't get all the way to the basket, got it back out to Gaines. Again, Jones looks inside, goes cross court to Staley. He's got room. Missed the shot though, and the rebound, nice hustle by Perry, saved it back in, but Rutledge has it for Scott County. Mays sets for a long 3, and the rebound to Perry.
Looked like a heat check right there.
Yeah. Back and forth we go. A 1-point lead for Scott County, but Sayre has the ball. Behind the back goes Caden Jones. In trouble down there, but cleared it away. Staley tries from the other side, and he connects this time. Second 3 for Staley, and it's a 24-22 lead for Sayre. Driving is Grimes, missed the shot. Perry right there to claim it for the Spartans.
This is a pace that Sayre wants. They're going to take their time.
Caden Jones driving into the lane. Got a lot of resistance from Mays that time. We get a foul. That one's going to go against Rutledge of Scott County. His first and the team's 4th in the second quarter. Sub for Sayre, LaMonica back in. And he replaces Caden Jones, who has put a few miles on already tonight, hasn't he?
Yes, sir. It's one of those, like those football guys we always talk about.
He was a good one for Sayre. Here's a left-hand shot by Perry, won't go. And the rebound to Fay of Scott County. Mays brings it up. Long one by Rutledge. Kicks high off the rim, and the rebound put up by McNear. He is fouled.
I will tell you this. Since 20, Mays has gotten in the game for Scott County. He has really ignited them and gotten them going.
Giving them a spark. Gray Mays, 5'7" senior. Second foul on Bo Perry. McNear connects on the first one. 66% free throw shooter. Corrigan back in the ball game for Sayre, replacing Perry with those 2 fouls. Second shot kicks out of there, and Staley grabs it for Sayre. Now a 1-point lead for the Spartans as they come up court. Johnson bounce pass. Grimes couldn't quite make the steal. Here is Gaines with it. Reverses toward the baseline, got a step and put it up, no good, but a foul. They made a nice move to reverse back toward the baseline. You talked about baseline defense before.
Well, one thing about Sayre is they're not just shooting the ball. They're taking their time and getting what they want, and they're trying to get at that rim.
Gaines hits the shot. 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Rutledge out for Scott County. Hunter back in. Gaines gets the roll on the second one. He's now got 9 points. And Sayre's up by 3, 26-23 over Scott County. Here is Fay. Got a good look at it. Rebound tapped outside. And it will go back to the Cardinals.
One thing I would like to see in the high school game a little bit more is a mid-range game. These guys live and die with their threes. Sometimes give that ball fake and get you one dribble and pull up real strong.
That mid-range shot is a nice shot. In the college game, it's almost forgotten now, isn't it? It's just threes and layups many times. Here's the pass to Mays. Now in the corner it goes. Grimes open for a moment. In the other corner, here's Fay with the shot, and he's got it. Third three-pointer for Tidian Fay, and we're all tied at 26. 16 seconds to go, second quarter. Sayre coming up looking for a final opportunity in this first half. And it goes to Gaines, battles in there to get a shot away. Won't fall. Will Johnson drives, fakes, got a man in the air and put it up and in. Johnson with the basket, and there'll be a foul.
Oh, wow. That's a way to end the half, huh?
He drew the foul. Didn't catch who the foul was on, but he made the fake. Got him in the air. And Johnson with the free throw doesn't get it. A nice basket for Sayre to end the half, and the Spartans will go to halftime with the lead. The score, Sayre 28 and Scott County 26. And we'll begin our halftime report in just a moment on Glycod.
I think it's important to have a passion because it's important to have something that's bigger than yourself, that you find joy in, that you can work towards every single day. I would say that basketball has positively influenced my life greater than any other thing that I've done because it has allowed me to build so many great relationships, and it's taught me resilience and accountability and discipline and so many things that I use in life every single day. I've witnessed how drugs have negatively impacted people in my community, and I know that by pursuing my passion, I've been able to make positive choices that have helped me grow as a person and an athlete. If you're feeling pressured, I would just encourage you to stay true to yourself and not let others influence you to become something that you're not. It's okay to stand out and make choices that reflect who you really are. My name is Cassidy Rowe, and I'm better without it.
New recruit? Take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable. They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do with it.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
Home of excellent service, support, and satisfaction, Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment is your one-stop mower shop. Family owned since 1985, Lexington Outdoor offers top brands like Husqvarna, Toro, Grasshopper, and Echo. Plus, free pickup and delivery. Located just 2 miles west of Douglas High School, they're open weekdays and most Saturday mornings. For more info, stop in or visit their website at lexoutdoorpower.com. Lexington Outdoor Power Equipment, the right equipment for the right job.
At Man of War Harley-Davidson, we're proud to be Kentucky's only family-owned Harley-Davidson dealership. Here, horsepower meets hospitality, and every rider is treated like family. With a huge selection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, expert service and parts, premium apparel, and endless customization options, we're built to support every mile of your ride. And through community events and group rides, we're more than just a dealership. Man of War Harley-Davidson, where the ride begins.
Tonight's halftime report is brought to you by Man of War Harley-Davidson, your 100% Kentucky-owned and operated Harley-Davidson motorcycle dealership at 2073 Bryant Road in Lexington. Visit manofwarhd.com.
Keith Elkins, Nimbo Hammonds back at Bryan Station High School as we are at halftime of the boys game tonight in the 42nd District. 28-26 the score. Sayre is on top of Scott County, so Nimbo obviously very much anybody's ball game at this point, but you've been impressed with the way Sayre has been patient and done what they have to do to win the ball game. Let's talk about Scott County a little bit, though. 28-26, they're down. What do they need to do to get going in the second half?
Well, I think they need to start really increasing their ball pressure. Try to create some turnovers. Start getting some of those easy buckets in transition. Really get back to that. And then also, too, they're doing well in the half court as far as being patient, but I don't think they're getting a lot of easy ones in transition.
So for Sayre, we've seen them be patient. We've seen Caden Jones force the action, which you think is a good thing as he's driving down the lane. Caden Jones unofficially with 6 points in the first half, but he's been the one that really seems to trigger the action, doesn't he?
Well, here's the good thing, because he's more active than I've seen him in the past. You know, I watched a little bit of film of him against Douglas, and he was starting to get active. So I guess he, like you say, he might be getting in shape right now, and it's a good time to be that way.
Caden Jones, a 5'8" senior, unofficially 6 points for Sayre, and 9 points unofficially for John Gaines, who has really battled underneath there to get those points, and unofficially 12 points for Tidian Fay on the Scott County side. So we'll see what happens in the second half. These two teams back out on the floor. We'll take a break and come back with the start of the second half of this 42nd District game in just a moment here on Glycom.
At Man of War Harley-Davidson, we're proud to be Kentucky's only family-owned Harley-Davidson dealership. Here, horsepower meets hospitality, and every rider is treated like family. With a huge selection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, expert service and parts, premium apparel, and endless customization options, we're built to support every mile of your ride. And through community events and group rides, we're more than just a dealership. Man of War Harley-Davidson, where the ride begins.
Drive with the confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cartown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance. Choose from over 70 certified pre-owned Kias or over 1,000 vehicles of all makes and models. It's new car driving at used cars prices with certified pre-owned Kias from CartownKiaUSA.com.
Let's get real. For a lot of people, 4 years of college might as well be $1 million. With us, you can get a certificate in a matter of months and start a career right away. College for the real world. College for your world.
For any of your window, window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
You'll still have common days, but this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
This segment of tonight's game is brought to you by the Kentucky Army National Guard. Serve your country while going to school or work full-time. Find your fit at nationalguard.com.
Back at Bryan Station High School, getting ready for the start of the second half of this ball game. Very much up for grabs. 28-26 the score. Sayre leading Scott County, the winner to go on to face Douglas tomorrow night as district play continues. And we'll see what these two teams come up with for the second half, Nimbo. But it really is interesting to watch this Sayre team play. Now, this was a team, again, that was 0-8 in district play, but we saw them take Douglas to overtime on Douglas's floor just a couple of weeks back. So when they are doing things the way they want to do, they can be very dangerous, and they've got some talent on that team.
Well, I think we've talked about it in other games. You know, when your football players start really getting in shape, you see your team become who they need to become. And I think it starts with your point guard, and that's what we've seen with Jones. He's come out and he's really led the way, and he's led them the right way.
Again, unofficially, Tidion Fay with 12 points to lead Scott County in the first half, and 9 points for John Gaines for Sayre. And individually, who should we look for to get going in the second half? Nimbo, for Scott County, I mean, they've got several players who are capable of being good scorers. And but
I'm looking at Sanders. You know, he hit one shot, and he really didn't even get any clean looks after the one. I think he took one other shot outside of that, but I think 2 attempts. He needs to get going, and then that might open up the lane some.
Yeah, those Sanders and Fay, 45 three-pointers each for Scott County, tied for the team lead. And Parker Sanders will hit 1 3 in the first half. Tidion Fay hit 3. And so we'll see if they can get hot from long range in this second half, which is underway now as Sayre gets ready to put it in play.
And I think also in this half, we need to watch Berger too. He needs to, have a good second half. He was kind of quiet the first half.
Yeah, Berger just a couple of free throws. Kenji Berger averaging 13 points a game for Sayre. Driving is Jones. Battles in there and gets a basket. Well, Sayre gets the first basket of the second half, and they lead by 4. Scott County wants a timeout. Sean Woods may want to reinforce the halftime message a little bit. We'll take a quick break as well and be right back here on Glycod with Sayre up by 4.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Timeout is over, and when a coach calls a timeout that quickly, Nimbo, he's got a pretty specific message, doesn't he, usually?
Well, it's the first 3 minutes of that third quarter. We always talk about how important it is, and if you see your team come off to a slow start, that's a great timeout to take.
So let's see what transpires now after the timeout. Here's Berger with a drive from near midcourt. Got to the basket but couldn't make the shot. And the rebound tipped outside. Caden Jones has it for Sayre.
Yeah, kept it alive. Staley kept it alive.
Staley bobbles the pass as it came to him, but got it back. Jones working against Grimes. Now Gaines. And there's Perry quickly to the corner. Sayre moves it quickly. And Jones driving. And we get a foul. That'll go against McNair.
Hey, I love it. I love that he's being aggressive and he's getting to that paint. I'm talking about the heart of the paint.
So McNair, who had that foul near the end of the first half. And the free throw by Jones is good. So 3 on McNair now. And Jones makes it 31-26. Bouncing around, comes off. And now a steal by Jones and the layup. And all of a sudden it's a 7-point lead for Sayre.
You know, we talk about guards, your point guards leading your team, and he's doing it.
Wilson misses the long three-pointer. Deontay Wilson in the game for Scott County. There's the try by Grimes from outside. Not good. And there's Caden Jones with it for Sayre. Spartans up by 7. Spinning move by Gaines, and it won't fall for him. Rebound goes out of bounds, but he got right to the rim.
Well, here's the thing. This pace favors Sayre. You know, I don't know what Scott County is going to do, but they need to start trying to either get some stops so they can get out in transition to just kind of get a little bit momentum.
Quick jumper by Staley is short of the mark, but there's Perry for the rebound. Jones, a quick pass along the side to Gaines, who misses from long range. And Fay has it for Scott County. Up court quickly to Hunter. He drives right for the basket, puts it up and in, and that'll go, and he will go to the line to try for a three-point play. Gaines with the foul. His second, team's first in the third quarter. Kalen Hunter can't get the free throw. 33-28 Sayre. Long pass to Perry in the corner, sets and fires from there and hits it.
Wow.
Bo Perry strikes from long range. He's a 35% three-point shooter.
When it's going, it's going.
Drop that one right in the bottom, and it's an 8-point Sayre lead, 36-28. Scott County on the move. The drive by Grimes. He is fouled. And the foul will go against Berger. His first and the team's second.
You know, when you're kind of in a lull, you got to find you somebody that can get you a spark. You know, if I'm Scott County, I might try to give Mays a try again, because the first half he came in and he got them going and getting up and down the floor. If I'm Sean Woods and them, I might have to go to him or find somebody else that can help us get moving.
First free throw good by Grimes. Yeah, Mays gave him a spark in that first half. Phil Grimes, 5'11" senior, averaging 6 points a game, 70% from the line. Hits them both. 36-30 Sayre. Some pressure in backcourt now. They got it to Berger. He's double teamed, got trapped over on the sideline. Did he get a timeout? Looks like he did. Timeout Sayre, and we'll take a timeout too. 5:19 to go in the third. 36-30. Sayre on top. We'll be right back on Glycod.
You'll still have common days, but this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
Back to action now. The 6-point lead on the board for Sayre. They led by 2 at halftime, 28-26, and the Spartans have the ball as we get set to return to play.
I got to give the first 3 minutes to Sayre. They came out in the third quarter ready to go, and it looks like it.
Jones looks things over, goes to Berger. They're looking in toward Gaines, but he's pretty well defended in there, so they're going to just work around the perimeter for the moment. Offside to Staley.
I'd like to see a little high-low action as they move in the ball a little bit to stay in the paint.
Perry comes back out to Jones with it. Now there's Berger with a long one off the right side. He's got a 3.
He's finally got one to go.
Yeah. Kenji Berger with the basket. 39-30. Sayre on top, and a foul as Berger tried to go for the steal.
I guess it's a good thing when one of your best players is having a tough half and comes out in the second half and gets his energy going. So hopefully that'll get him sparked.
There's Phil Grimes out front for Scott County.
They've got to get some movement. They've got to get some movement.
Now Wilson and Fay exchange positions on the floor as Grimes continues to handle the ball. Now Wilson stumbles and almost took an extra step there. Here's Grimes driving, had it knocked away by Staley, and Gaines has it for Sayre, driving for the basket. A whistle and a foul as he got down there close.
It just seems like Sayre's the more aggressive team right now.
Gaines will go to the line for 2. John Gaines 9 points in the first half. .66% free throw shooter. Eyes the basket and a little bit too hard off the back rim. Here's Mays back in the ball game for Scott County. He did give them a lift in the first half.
I'm very superstitious. I probably would have brought him back a little sooner. When you find somebody who has the energy for your team, you know, you got to find a way to insert them.
40-30 now as Gaines hits the second one. There's a long one by Wilson. Won't go, and the rebound to Gaines of Sayre. It's a 10-point Sayre lead, and they've got the basketball with 3:20 to go in the third quarter. Gaines driving against Hunter. Back to Staley, and they go down to Perry down low. Will Johnson brings it out front. Sayre in no hurry. Berger, a quick spin, shot blocked away by McNear. Johnson comes up with it, though, for the Spartans. Comes back outside with it. Now down low it goes. There is the shot by Corrigan. Hits the back of the rim and kicks out. And the rebound, Scott County. Here comes Mays on the move to the basket. Got it, the underside of the basket. And then a battle for the rebound, and we'll get a held ball, and that'll favor Scott County.
Well, here's the one thing that he did. He attacked the rim.
Mays immediately took it right there, didn't he?
You know, hopefully that little energy that he brought to this little possession, hopefully it'll shake down to everybody else.
And we get LaMonica back in the ball game for Sayre, number 10. Denzel Pulliam in for Scott County, a 6'3" junior, wearing 23 in white. He's looking, has to come in deep to Fay. And he sets and takes the long one, and that just barely grazed the front of the rim. Out of bounds it goes, and it'll go back to Scott County.
I think that's his first shot this quarter, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, he made 3 threes in the first half.
And that just goes to show that ball's not moving. It's sticking, and they need to keep it going.
Keelan Hunter driving, and here is Fay again. This time Staley out to greet him. Inside it goes. Hunter tried to put it up in a crowd and draws a foul.
When it all fails, take the ball to the paint. Try to get some points on that board, even with the clock stopping. Get to the free throw line.
Corrigan with the foul, his first, the team's fourth, and to the line. Keelan Hunter. 1 for 2 now on the night for Hunter. He is a 58% free throw shooter. 6'2" senior. And Hunter has the second one bounce off. Staley goes and gets it for Sayre. Scott County with some pressure in backcourt. Gaines still looking. Now Staley's going to hustle it across. Did he get there? No, he did not. 10-second violation, and back to Scott County.
Well, here's one thing that I've just noticed. You know, Sayre's done a great job with that point guard sitting on the bench.
Yes, they have.
You know, if you can rest your point guard and he's being aggressive like that, oh, man.
Yeah, Staley got the ball in that situation. He knew he had to hurry. Didn't quite make it. And so Scott County has it back. Trailing by 9. Driving is Fay, and he is held as he goes into the lane. That was Gaines, who thought that he got the worst of it, but the foul is on Gaines. His third and the team's 5th. So to the line is Fay. And 12 points all in the first half. Berger back in the ball game for Sayre. And now Fay with one more free throw. Finds the mark on that one. It's an 8-point Sayre lead. Under 2 minutes to go now in the third quarter.
Ooh, missed him going long.
Berger, near steal by Wilson, and now Sayre trying to take advantage. Corrigan put it up, and he is fouled. That'll go against Deontay Wilson.
You know, I like what Scott County was trying to do there. They were trying to speed him up. You know, Sayre just did a great job of handling the pressure.
Corrigan's shot is good. 2 for 2 from the line tonight. 4 points for A.J. Corrigan, 6'2" sophomore. The lead is 9, and it is 10 as that one finally drops through for him. 42-32. Here come the Cardinals on the attack. Pass back outside. Mays picked it up, drives for the basket. Shot hit the back of the rim, and Staley is in there to grab the rebound.
I really was looking for Scott County to be a lot more aggressive on the glass, and that really hasn't been the case tonight.
Here is Berger with it out front. Minute 19 to go, third quarter. So they're trying to build on a 10-point lead. LaMonica pressured there near midcourt by Fay. Now we got a whistle and a timeout. Rob Goodman wants to talk it over with 1:06 to go in the third. We'll take a break as well. 42-32 the score. Sayre on top. We'll be right back to Bryan Station in just a moment on Glycod.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Keith Elkins and Imbo Hammonds back at Bryan Station High School. Scott Moore is our producer, Leslie Moore our video camera operator, and Steve Bird, executive producer for Glycod. And Nimbo, the lead is at 10 now. It was just 2 at halftime. Just a really solid quarter for Sayre.
They've been steady. You know, they haven't deviated from the game plan. You know, they've been taking their punches when they need to take them, and they've been patient when they needed to be. And they've gotten all the 50-50 balls. They've gotten to the rack. They've hit the free throws. So when you're playing that well, this is usually the outcome.
We'll see if Scott County may be able to speed them up a little bit. Would that be a strategy, or what would you try to do here if you're Scott County?
You know, my thing is I always like to go back to man-to-man or zone press to try to speed them up and get something happening.
Sayre has the ball, 1:06 to go in the third. And it comes to Caden Jones. Picked up by Fay near midcourt. Down the left side it goes. And they tried to come back outside, but it's stolen by Fay. Drives for the basket. He is fouled as he went in for the layup.
You know, we talked about in the girls' game about getting stops to help you get your transition going. You know, that's one stop. If they can put a string of them together, that might change the momentum a little bit.
So to the line is Gideon Fay. Gets that one to go. Here's LaMonica back in. Berger out. Second shot there for Fay. So the steal results in a couple of points for Scott County. They've cut the lead to 8, and now it looks like they'll put some pressure on Sayre.
Look like a 1-2-2. Trying to speed it up some.
Get it to LaMonica. Quick pass over to Jones. Sayre in front court, but the pressure's still on. And finally, Staley picks it up, and we get a foul.
I will say this. You know, Scott County has tried to press them and try to speed them up, but Sayre has really done a great job.
Jackson Bishop into the ballgame for Scott County, picked up the foul. So 4 on Scott County. 30 seconds to go, third quarter. Double team on the side, a long pass cross court. LaMonica was able to make the catch. Now here's Jones driving. His shot is blocked out of bounds by Bishop.
Patience. You know, it's what you want during this time of the year. Patience.
19.7 left in the third. Jones to put it in play for Sayre. Still looking, and now it's going to come way outside and up court where LaMonica gathers it in, but there's Mays right there. Ball looked like it might have gone off the leg of LaMonica, but no, it'll go back to, it will go to Scott County, yes.
That's 2 stops in a row.
Now Sanders back in for Scott County, replacing Bishop.
We can see if Scott County can start getting in the paint a little bit and start trying to get some easy shots.
Comes into Mays. 10 seconds. Fay backs it out. He's got to go. Takes it down and gets into the corner to Mays. Missed the shot. It spins out. Ball batted out of bounds just as the buzzer sounds. And that will be the end of the third quarter of play with the score. Sayre 42 and Scott County 34. Back for the fourth quarter in just a moment on Glycod.
No one college can be all things to all people. But Bluegrass Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt. Affordable, flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Stuck on the road? Call Martin's Peterbilt Mobile Service. Our 24/7 commercial roadside service, truck and trailer repair, and warranty service will have you back on the road in no time. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Just about set for the fourth quarter as the teams come out of their huddle. And, Imbo, we saw a little revival there for Scott County as they began to really put some pressure on Sayre, and I would think that would continue.
I'm sorry. What did you say? I'm sorry.
We saw a little revival as Scott County put some pressure on Sayre there, and I would think that would continue here in this fourth quarter as they try to come from 8 points down.
Well, I think that's the way you got to go now. You only got 8 minutes left, so you have to apply some pressure.
Here's Johnson. Here's Gaines. They went to Johnson back outside, but we get a foul. That is going to go against Sanders. His third, the team's first in the fourth quarter.
Here's where you may have to get a good timeout sometime during this fourth quarter and really talk to your kids and tell them the importance of playing hard each possession.
Jones, Sayre coaches trying to get their players in the right spot. Jones drives, tried to hand it off to Gaines. Pass deflected out of bounds, and got to go back to Sayre.
The one thing that Sayre's doing is they're playing really natural basketball. They're trying to find a mismatch and go in the post. And that's what you do. You find the mismatches and make something happen.
Gaines into the lane, lost control a little bit, but he is fouled.
Sayre has not stopped attacking her paint all game. They have been consistent from the first 3 quarters, and it seems like they're going to do the same thing going into the fourth.
Gaines to the line and missed the first one. Second shot is good. And the lead back to 9. Driving is Fay. Missed the shot, but there to follow it up is McNear. He can't get it to fall. Second try still won't go. Did we get a technical foul on Sean Woods? Saw a whistle over there. Wait.
I remember those days of being on the sidelines. You know, you being all on the floor in the referee's way, so sometimes it happens.
It looks like that's what has happened. I don't know if it was on Woods individually or just the bench, but technical foul, or, well, I shouldn't say that. There's the foul. McNear was fouled.
And then I think they got a tech for him being on the floor.
Now we'll go to the other end for the technical free throw, and that'll be Will Johnson at the line for Sayre. Johnson's third point of the night. And one more coming for him. 44-35. And now 45-35. And now Sayre will get the ball as a result of the technical foul. And here is Jones to play it in.
You know, some techs that coaches get are not bad techs, especially if they can fire your team up. So hopefully that might get them to start really going hard.
Johnson takes the inbounds. Mays tried for the interception, couldn't get it. Jones driving. Back out to Johnson. Johnson spins away from Mays, tries to get a step in front but can't. On the side it goes. Cash Johnson had trouble with that one. Now Jones battling for it near midcourt. I think he got a timeout. Looks like he did.
Yeah, I think he got a
timeout to Sayre, and that comes with 6:45 to go in the fourth quarter. The score, Sayre 45 and Scott County 35. We'll be right back on Glycod.
You'll still have common days, but this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
Six minutes, 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one, and Sayre has maintained that 10-point lead, 45-35, and we seem to be just stationary here for the time being. Nimbo, the margin not changing much on either side, but these two teams still really battling on every possession.
Well, again, I think me and you've talked about it. This reminds me of them old days they're playing against Temple. You know, they patient, they get what they want, when they want, and you're not going to speed them up, especially without a shot clock. So everybody's being patient, but at this point, Scott County needs to make a run. They need to try to get in there and create some havoc somehow and get something going.
6:45 to go as they come back out.
You know, but I do give credit to Coach Goodman.
Yes.
His guys look poised.
They do. And they've so far met the pressure pretty effectively as Scott County has turned it up just a bit in this second half, particularly in the fourth quarter. The lob pass comes into Gaines. Missed the layup down there, but he was fouled.
Man, that's one thing I learned about watching Tubby Smith. When you use your timeouts well and you come out of those timeouts and you run an effective play, that's how you use it.
Well, they were ready with that play, and it went into Gaines. Sanders with the foul. I have him with 4, and now it'll be Gaines at the line. Drops in the first. Gaines a 66% free throw shooter. Sanders out for Scott County. Grimes comes back in. The Sayre lead is 11. And make it 12. 47-35. Here's Fay driving, got it to Mays.
You need somebody for Scott County to really start picking it up some. I know Fay has really been the man.
In the corner, the shot by Grimes hit the side of the board, and Gaines has it for Sayre. Coming up on the 6-minute mark, 6:10 to go. Fourth quarter. Jones gets a step, drives all the way in, makes the layup. 49-35.
I've been impressed with Caden tonight. I really have.
Really accelerated that time, and Scott County wants a timeout. That comes with 5:55 to go, and they're down by 14. And we will take a break, too, and be right back on Glycod.
Leaves and other dirt and grime are no match against the experts at Suntime Pools, your BioGuard dealer. Weekly service, computerized water testing, or just need advice. Our reputation has made us the company of choice for all your pool needs. Visit us today for a full line of BioGuard swimming pool products. Suntime Pools.
Hey, who turned out the lights? Hello?
You're watching Central Kentucky High School basketball on Glycod.
5:55, that's all that's left as Scott County now trails by 14. They're approaching now or never time, aren't they?
That was a great timeout by Coach Woods. You got enough time to really switch the momentum if you can, but you really need to sit your guys down and really talk to them about how important it is these last 5 minutes for you to give everything and leave it all on the floor. You know, so hopefully coming out, they'll take that message and come out and work hard.
Yeah, you talked about the little things earlier. They are the little things, if we can say it this way, the little things are even bigger now, aren't they?
Yes, because, you know, when that ball bounces in front of you, you got to go after it. Everything counts now.
So every possession, every loose ball a big factor when Scott County's trying to come from behind, trailing by 14. Here is Fay. Around the perimeter they go. Fay will try one off the right side. Rebound kicks high. Staley battles for it for Sayre. A whistle, and he'll be called for steps as he fell to the floor. Couldn't get rid of it in time. Parker Sanders back in for Scott County. Mays is out for the Cardinals. Down by 14 points. Driving is Grimes. Kaylin Hunter, a nice move. Puts it up and in, and a foul. Corrigan picks up the foul. Second on Corrigan, second on Sayre in the fourth quarter. And Kaylin Hunter, a strong move to the basket and a huge basket for Scott County. They need to make it happen. It's 49-37.
Well, it allows you to set your defense, especially you go up, you get a bucket, and you set your free throw. Now you get a chance to press.
49-38 after the free throw. The inbounds pass to Jones. They were set up and waiting for him, but is that going to be an offensive foul? It is. As Fay was set up near the midcourt line. The pass came to Jones, and they collided. The call goes against Jones.
That was a great defensive play to get your team the ball back. That's what we talk about, the little things, giving up and sacrificing your body.
Third foul on Sayre in the fourth quarter. Scott County with an opportunity now, trailing by 11. Here goes Fay down the right side of the lane. Missed the shot, and Corrigan is there to claim it for Sayre. Off to Jones. Boy, what an important outlet he is. When you get a rebound, you can look for him. Clear it away. Here comes Jones into the lane. And got it down there to Corrigan for the layup.
This game is going the way it's gone because of Caden Jones. He initiated everything from the beginning, and he has not stopped, and they have responded to him.
And Jones with the assist to Corrigan on that play, and now the Spartans lead by 13 with 4:20 to go. They give to Hunter. Again, another drive to the basket. This one comes off, and Corrigan is there and hands it right to Caden Jones. Jones and Hunter collide near midcourt. And that will go against Hunter.
You know, I gotta give Scott County credit. They're trying. They're trying to speed them up, but Sayre's done a great job of just keeping their calm and cool and collective.
That's the fifth foul on Scott County in the fourth quarter. So to the line is Caden Jones. Jones now 3 out of 5 at the line. And unofficially 13 points in the ball game, but his contributions have gone beyond the points column.
Yeah, you're led by your leader, and he's leading.
Comes up empty on that trip. Lead remains at 13 for Sayre. Driving again, Kaylin Hunter leaves it short, got it back. Second try missed, and Gaines has it for Sayre, off to Staley and then to Johnson. Johnson drives in and then gives to Corrigan. Stumbled a little bit as he went backward, almost got the basket to fall.
I think he was looking for the contact.
Yeah. Almost came with the floor. But Scott County the rebound, and now the Cardinals have it. Sanders, a threat from long distance. He drains it.
You know, that's only, I think, his first shot this half.
Yeah, and he's had a 3 in each half. And the pass out of bounds. And now maybe this is a chance for Scott County to cut into that lead some more. 51-41 the score following the 3 by Sanders. Now the turnover gives it back to the Cardinals. And it'll be Fay to put it in play on the right side, an offensive court for Scott County.
Scott County just needs to keep chipping away. Take one possession at a time.
Grimes with it. And now Sanders. Sanders sets and fires. Hits another one. The lead is 7. And now a timeout for Sayre, and that comes with 2:52 to go in the fourth quarter. Scott County rallying 51-44. Sayre on top. We'll be right back on Glycod.
You'll still have common days, but this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
So now Scott County has closed the gap to 7. Parker Sanders, when you got a long-range shooter, you can cut into a lead in a hurry. They also got a turnover in between there, so points starting to add up for Scott County as they try to rally.
If you put the ball in the hole, you give yourself a chance to play defense, and then you get to set your defense. So it gives you just a little bit more momentum as you're going down the stretch, and they've done a great job of finishing.
Sayre now on the offense, leading by just 7, just under 3 minutes to go, 2:52. Gaines plays it in to Staley. Now back to Gaines. He comes across into offensive court. They were able to use Gaines and Staley to bring it up that time. Gaines with a step, goes to the basket, has it come off the side. And Scott County's got it. Here is Kaylin Hunter driving down the lane, had it knocked away. Johnson comes up with it for Sayre. Off to Jones. Guarded by Mays, and Mays fouls him with 2:22 to go.
That was the possession that you wanted. That's what we're talking about, when you do the right things and then you go down and make a careless turnover.
Mays with his second foul, and they're already in the bonus, so to the line is Caden Jones. Missed 2 the last time. Pushes the lead back up to 8. One more coming for the senior, Caden Jones. And the lead is 9. Grimes into front court for Scott County. Got a screen from Hunter. Into the lane, tried to get it back to Hunter, but there's Caden Jones. Now Sayre will back it out. Jones guarded by Grimes, and Grimes picks up the foul.
Now here's where it gets a little scary. The last 2 minutes, you got to find a way to make everybody be shirt tight so you can look to deny passes, put the pressure on the ball, maybe get a 5 seconds, maybe get a deflection. You really got to go all out the last 2.
Caden Jones connects on that one. Jones back to the line, the lead back up to 10. And make it 11. 2 big free throws by Caden Jones at the 2-minute mark. Here come the Cardinals. Driving is Grimes, missed the shot, rebound, comes into the hands of Will Johnson. They track him in backcourt, but he was able to get rid of it to Jones. Jones to the corner to Gaines, and now they clear it out front. Just 1:38 to go, Sayre by 11. Caden Jones lost his footing that time, but there was Johnson to pick it up. Spartans retain it. Berger backing out, pressured by Sanders. 1:20. Jones double team near midcourt, spins out of it. Now he's nearly triple teamed. Finally fires toward the basket. There's Staley, hands it off to Berger. He goes up, misses the shot, and the rebound to Sanders of Scott County. He knew there had to be somebody back there, but they couldn't finish. Now here is Fay with the shot, missed the shot, and the rebound to Staley, and now under a minute to go.
Well, even though they missed that play up, they held the ball as long as they needed to let that clock run. So it wasn't a bad possession.
Moves the ball out of bounds. It'll go back to Scott County. The winner meets Douglas, and we see the Douglas team, which has watched this game closely.
Yeah,
getting out away from their seats and going to leave the building here in just a moment.
Yeah, they had to get the look and see what they was going to see tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, they've seen Sayre just recently. Here's the shot from the corner. No good. Too long for McNear. And now Staley, a long pass to Berger. He goes under and lays it in.
And, here's one thing I can say about Sayre. They had a great game, and Berger didn't really have a good game. Really wasn't involved a lot.
The drive and the layup by Fay. There's 16 seconds left, 57-46. Sayre on top. Spartans in backcourt. Now they get it up to Johnson. They're going to chase after him. They foul one more time, looks like they do. Now Mays, and now we're going to get a technical, I think, on Johnson when he went back after Mays after the foul there. Foul was on Mays.
Emotions get high during this time because I remember, walking out that gym, I didn't shake anybody's hands. I wouldn't put my clothes on. It was one of the most depressing times of my life. So I get it.
Yeah, it is an emotional time, and as we've said before, of course, we're in the stage of the tournament, the play now that a loss means your season is over. Johnson makes it 58-46.
This didn't look like Scott County got into the mode tonight. They really couldn't, speed the game up, and I think Sayre did a good job of controlling everything.
Fay hits it. 58-47, 4.6 on the clock. Fay gets the second shot as well. And with the technical foul, it'll be Scott County's ball. Hunter's going to come over and toss it in, but Sayre's going to get the win tonight, and they'll move on. 58-48. Here is the long one by Mays. It misses, and Berger grabs it, and that's the end of the ball game. And Sayre has moved on with the win over Scott County. The final, Sayre 58, Scott County 48, and the Spartans advance to play Douglas. And we'll begin our wrap-up in just a moment on Glycod.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
Your road to safe, confident driving starts at Apex Driving School. Apex is family-owned and operated, offering teen and adult driving lessons given by state-certified instructors. They also provide a wide range of services, including classroom instruction, freeway interstate driving, and road test prep. Register today. Apex Driving School, where learning to drive feels like family.
At Man of War Harley-Davidson, we're proud to be Kentucky's only family-owned Harley-Davidson dealership. Here, horsepower meets hospitality, and every rider is treated like family. With a huge selection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, expert service and parts, premium apparel, and endless customization options, we're built to support every mile of your ride. And through community events and group rides, we're more than just a dealership. Man of War Harley-Davidson, where the ride begins.
Drive with the confidence and security of a pre-owned Kia from Cartown Kia. This incredible certification package is loaded with a 5-year, 60,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty, a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, 10 years of national roadside assistance, and 2 years of free maintenance. Choose from over 70 certified pre-owned Kias or over 1,000 vehicles of all makes and models. It's new car driving at used cars prices with certified pre-owned Kias from CartownKiaUSA.com.
Tonight's post-game recap is brought to you by Cartown Kia, your dealership for unmatched design, performance, and savings at 3120 Lexington Road in Nicholasville. Visit CartownKiaUSA.com.
And we are back at Bryan Station. Pleased to be joined by the winning coach, Rob Goodman of Sayre. And, Coach, congratulations. Your guys seem to carry out the game plan. A lot of discipline showed by your team. A great win for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Anytime you get a win against any of these teams in this district or even this region, it's we're very excited about it.
You know, one thing about it is early in the year when I saw you all, you didn't seem too, I guess, engaged in the game. But now that I've seen you towards the end, Caden Jones is the one that comes to mind the most. He came out from start to finish and played this game. What did you say to him, or what has transpired over the season that made this happen tonight?
We didn't have to say much. Caden is he's been wanting to be the leader. He's been fighting to be the leader, and tonight he's shown he is that leader. And you know, it's been difficult. We've been having to try to mesh together with guys we didn't know we were going to have early on, and you know, all these sorts of things happen. I mean, at one point during the summer, we had an entirely different lineup than what we had at the start of the year. So it took us a little while to start playing better. I thought by the end of the year, whether we were losing or winning, we were playing some better basketball. So I'm proud of these guys, though. But Caden has really stepped up his game and done a great job. He's a heck of a player, and we're thrilled he's with us.
Yeah, he was the guy that he seemed to always be the safety valve, too. When somebody get a rebound, there was pressure around him. They looked for him, and he was able to withstand the pressure. And we knew Scott County, and you knew, of course, that they would turn it up as the game went on, but he just seemed to be able to handle every challenge that was thrown at him and still, you know, involved his teammates and really took on an MVP role tonight.
He's special. He does not have an off button. He keeps going all the time, and he's a special kid and a special talent. But I'm proud of all the guys, truthfully. I mean, again, it's everybody accepting their roles, and you know, again, you can see it in the play later on in the season.
Well, this is one thing. I played against you, Coach, so, you know, you got me like it's the first round of the district, too, so it seems like it's something in your pedigree. So, coming into this game, what did you tell your kids?
Well, we just talked about, well, again, I'll be honest, we did the number one thing that I'm really proud of that we hadn't mentioned yet is the rebounding. And I think I told you all the very first time when we met at Brewster's beginning of the season that rebounding is the biggest key in this district. If you can rebound the ball, you can be in the game. So, you know, and I give our bigs a ton of credit. I think Savion Staley didn't score a lot, but he played his tail off tonight. Ended up with 9 rebounds, and, you know, he did a great job for us on the boards, as did all our players tonight. But that was a big key. You know, we don't necessarily want to play control. We want to get up and down. We want to go. We just noticed that this year transition really wasn't our game. We weren't handling it very well, and we decided that we need to change the way we're playing a little bit. So we decided to be a little more controlled and run our offensive sets a little bit. And it seems to frustrate other teams when we do that. So it's been working out well for us.
Yeah, that's a tribute to your kids too. If you can make an adjustment like that in mid-season and they adapt to it, that's a pretty good challenge, isn't it?
Right. Well, and I've told them all year. I knew that they were good. I knew our schedule was very tough. I knew that, that hopefully that would set us up for success later on in the year. And fortunately, here we are. Now our reward is to get to go play Douglas tomorrow. So.
Well, you gave them a real challenge the last time you played them over at Douglas. The game went into overtime, and you had to do the same sort of thing that night, play with a lot of discipline.
We hope. We stay disciplined. We handle the ball. We limit transition opportunities, and if we can rebound with them, we'll have a chance. It's just kind of comes down to how you're shooting the ball, and are you doing other little things to stay in that game and give ourselves a chance to win in the end. So.
Well, good luck, Coach. We enjoyed watching the game tonight. I've enjoyed seeing the growth in your kids. That was the biggest thing for me. I always look at point guards and guards or how to accept the challenge, and your kids accepted it tonight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, they're a great group of guys. I'm very proud of them and happy for them, and excited to play again tomorrow night.
That's right. You get there. There is a tomorrow after a win like this one. So congratulations, Coach, to you and your team. Great win for Sayre tonight as Sayre moves on, and we will move on with our wrap-up after we take this break. We'll be right back to Bryan Station on Glycod.
No one college can be all things to all people, but Bluegrass Community and Technical College is as close as it gets. We're affordable, like you've got a great chance to graduate with little to no debt affordable. Flexible, with in-person, online, and hybrid programs. And you can easily transfer your credits to continue on to a 4-year university. So while we can't be everything to everyone, we can be a lot of things to you. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
New recruit, take advantage of our apprenticeship program. Come out of our 4-year course debt-free. With health insurance, a guaranteed pension, a degree, and an electrical license.
3 words I'd use to describe the apprenticeship are opportunity, skillful, educational,
solid career path,
rewarding, beneficial, and a brotherhood.
A life-changing opportunity.
The cost of school is free. All your books are paid for.
You go to school once every 2 weeks. All the other stuff is on-the-job training.
The teachers here are great. They're all very, very knowledgeable. They're preparing you for what you're already seeing in the field.
If you're struggling with something in school, sometimes your fellow students can help you work through that.
Everyone's willing to help each other. It's like a big family.
I love being a part of a union, something bigger than myself.
This field is so vast. You can find something that you really love to do because there is so much you can do.
I went from a job to a life-changing career.
Power up your potential with the IBEW.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
Research has shown high school sports to be a great community influence. Join scores of local businesses that have partnered with Glycod in sponsoring live, hometown-oriented sports programming on our video and social media platforms. For more information, email info@glycod.com.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
For any of your window, door, and siding needs, contact the team at Elite Building Products. Their factory-certified, licensed, and insured contractors have been installing energy-efficient windows and doors for over 30 years. They also offer energy tax credits and military veteran discounts. Locally owned and open weekdays at 242 Wilson Drive, just off of the 27 bypass. For a free estimate, call 859-887-2440. Elite Building Products.
You're watching Central Kentucky High School Basketball on Glycod.
We're back from Bryan Station High School, and of course a lot of basketball action going on tonight, and we want to thank Fast Signs for helping bring us our ticker that helps you keep up with the other games going on around Central Kentucky tonight. We saw two good ones here. The girls game went to Henry Clay over Sayre, 68-57, and the boys game that we just saw conclude a few minutes ago, 58-48. Sayre with the win over Scott County. And Nimbo, as we continue our wrap-up of the boys game, let's go to our most outstanding players built by Carpenter's Local 1650. Build your next chapter. And let's go first with the team that was designated the visiting team tonight because of seeding. That would be Sayre. And Caden Jones just did a little bit of everything for the Spartans tonight, so he's our most outstanding player for them. What a game.
Oh, yes. He's really impressed me. Like I told you earlier in the season when I saw him, I don't know if he just wasn't in shape. It wasn't like he wasn't interested, but it just didn't have the same energy. But tonight he came out from start to finish, and he led his team.
Yeah, 17 points, 6 assists tonight for Caden Jones. And as we pointed out, as Scott County tried to get back into the game, he was doing most of the ball handling. And as you get even slightly fatigued, you can lose the handle on the ball or work yourself into a double team or something. But he seemed to be effective right up until the end of the ball game tonight.
Well, I think that football helps too because he's not afraid of the contact. He didn't lose the ball once he got bumped. He stayed strong with it. So and he pressed the issue all night. So I was surprised with him when he did everything he did. But he led him. He led him, and then he took it on himself and he put him on his back and he carried him.
He carried him tonight, 17.6 assists. He's our most outstanding player for Sayre tonight and for Scott County, which closes their season with a record of 14-14. The Sayre record, by the way, 12-19 now. And Tidian Fay had a big ball game for the Cardinals tonight. He had 19 points and showed us some range in shooting, and also was pretty strong at the free throw line too, with 6 out of 8 and 19 points in his final game of his junior year, a 6'4 junior, Tidian Fay.
Well, a good showing for somebody who's coming back. At least you know you got the experience of being in the district. You kind of understand the importance of it. He did a good job. So now coming back into the off season, hopefully he has some things in his agenda that he needs to work on so he can be better prepared as he goes into the next season.
All right, well, Tidian Fay is our outstanding player for Scott County tonight. The most outstanding players built by Carpenter's Local 1650. Build your next chapter. And we will take one final break, come back and wrap things up from Bryan Station after a big evening of basketball here on Glycott.
Need a tow? Martin's Peterbilt Towing Service is here 24/7. Based in London and Pikeville, we will travel to you. Commercial trucks and trailers, no job too big. Call us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling.
At Man of War Harley-Davidson, we're proud to be Kentucky's only family-owned Harley-Davidson dealership. Here, horsepower meets hospitality, and every rider is treated like family. With a huge selection of Harley-Davidson motorcycles, expert service and parts, premium apparel, and endless customization options, we're built to support every mile of your ride. And through community events and group rides, we're more than just a dealership. Man of War Harley-Davidson, where the ride begins.
Can one college be all things to all people? Bluegrass Community and Technical College can. Learn more at bluegrass.kctcs.edu.
I think it's important to have a passion because it's important to have something that's bigger than yourself, that you find joy in, that you can work towards every single day. I would say that basketball has positively influenced my life greater than any other thing that I've done because it has allowed me to build so many great relationships, and it's taught me resilience and accountability and discipline and so many things that I use in life every single day. I've witnessed how drugs have negatively impacted people in my community, and I know that by pursuing my passion, I've been able to make positive choices that have helped me grow as a person and an athlete. If you're feeling pressured, I would just encourage you to stay true to yourself and not let others influence you to become something that you're not. It's okay to stand out and make choices that reflect who you really are. My name is Cassidy Rowe, and I'm better without it.
You'll still have common days. But this is not one of them. A few weeks a year and you'll discover the most uncommon time of your life.
Tonight's game has been brought to you by Kentucky Army National Guard. Uncommon is calling.
Back to wrap things up here at Bryan Station High School, and to say the least, there's a lot of basketball coming up on Glycod, so let's take a look at some of the exciting high school basketball action to come, brought to you by New Vista. They see the good ahead. This 42nd District moves on now after these opening round games tonight, and so tomorrow night, 6 o'clock start here at Bryan Station for Henry Clay against Douglas in the girls' competition, and then in the boys, Sayre moves on, and they will meet Douglas tomorrow night in the boys' game at 7:30, and then on Wednesday, 42nd District semifinals at Bryan Station. 6 o'clock start for the girls, Scott County at Bryan Station, and then the boys at about 7:30, Henry Clay at Bryan Station. And that's your look ahead. And of course, we invite you to check out glycod.com as always, and check out the Tournament Central there, and you can learn a lot about what's going on and be able to follow the games that you want to follow, and we hope you'll be with us throughout the tournament on Glycod. It was an exciting evening of basketball tonight as the Sayre boys go on to win tonight by a score of 58-48, and the Henry Clay girls won 68-57 over Sayre in our opening game tonight. And that will do it for us this evening. But Nimbo, I want to ask if you have any final thoughts after this big doubleheader.
Well, I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to all the rest of the games. I enjoyed the games tonight. You know, you hate to see kids lose because I've been on the side of that. I've been on the side of winning and been on the side of losing. But you hate to see the kids go through it, but it just builds you up to be better.
Well, that will wrap it up tonight. Again, we appreciate you being with us. And for Nimbo Hammonds and for our producer, Scott Moore, and for our camera operator, Leslie Moore, I'm Keith Elkins. Again, the final scores tonight in the girls' game in the opener, it was Henry Clay advancing with a 68-57 win over Sayre. And then in the second game, the Sayre boys beat Scott County by a score of 58-48. And we will say good night from Bryan Station High School on Glycod.
From Glycod, this has been Central Kentucky High School Basketball, presented by Bluegrass Community and Technical College. College for your world. Tonight's game was brought to you by Man O' War Harley-Davidson, 100% Kentucky owned and operated. New Vista, we see the good ahead. Tim Short Auto Plaza, take the short drive to satisfaction. Martin's Peterbilt, keeping you rolling. Elite Building Products in Nicholasville, where you'll find top quality products for your home. Cartown Kia, movement that inspires. Carpenter's Local 1650, build your winning career today. And by Suntime Pools and Spas and Apex Driving School.
Visit Glycod.com and follow us on social media for information about upcoming broadcasts and other high school sports content. Thank you for watching this live sports presentation on Glycod.